Oh, yeah.
Good morning, it's Friday, but it's actually Wednesday because that's when it airs. But we're live, twitch.tv/The Do-Over Podcast. Welcome to the show. We love you, okay? Just know that. We love you so much, especially you, Jess.
Oh my God, no,
I love you so
guys,
so much.
I'm really just not even wanting to be here right now.
Yeah.
I'm really happy you're here. Thanks for showing up today. I'm excited.
Thanks, Darleen. I'm really, you guys are lucky I'm here. This is probably my last episode.
No, it's not good. It was your last episode last time, Jess.
So now it's actually my last episode,
it's not.
guys.
We're going to get into that.
I'm calling it quits.
We got Drew number 2.
Hey.
What's up, Drew?
How are you doing? Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you guys.
right. Drink coffee. Word. Good morning. We got Darleen in the flesh.
I brought my vape too.
Yeah. Brought the vape.
Oh, dear God. I can't have 2 vapors in the same room.
We have
It's too much for me.
Darleen hanging out in lieu of Elliot because he has 16 jobs and
he's in school.
Man.
Betty's studying right now.
You know what? We're going to find out because we're going to call him a little bit later.
He's not going to answer.
I'll make him answer.
Is he in class today?
I don't know. If you look at the notes, it says, call Elliot until he answers. If no answer, FaceTime.
And then he'll for sure answer that one.
For sure.
Yeah. I think that we can force it to happen. Anyways, Thank you for joining us. I'm going to get all this out of the way first because there's some really big stuff that we got to talk about, mainly with this one over here.
That I have a ride or die fan base.
Oh my God.
You have
Oh my God.
I have
I'm so, and what makes it worse was that you did not come back the next week after that, but we'll get into it.
Did anyone say anything about that to you?
No, because we explained.
Oh, okay. On this podcast?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
I told you I don't watch. I can't. It's too cringy for me. I can't watch. I'm like our worst fan of all time.
Anyways, I want to thank everyone who's supporting, everyone who's listening, everyone on the Patreon, the Spotify, everyone's congregating to the Spotify, but if you could go over to the YouTube, give us a sub. It's free. If you're liking the content that we're putting out, we really, really appreciate it. Also, big shout out to all of our sponsors. Okay. Old Town Auto Glass. We got Browns. We got Horns. We got the Sierras. Oh, and I'm also going to mention Groggs because even though that they have their own show, they're incredible. Big shout out to Horn Photo. So for all the support that everyone's giving us, we really, really, really do greatly appreciate that. It keeps us doing our thing and dang. Now, with all that being said, let's get right.
Let's get right to it.
Let's get right into it.
Get right into it.
So, if you noticed the last time that Jess was here, Jess wanted to talk about how she had gained some weight. And this morning, she's walking in and she's like, I lost 5 pounds. I'm like, we're never talking about your weight again. Ever.
Which is probably smart. Because I've got a parade of people that will come here and whoop your butt.
So I am just going to go ahead and pull up my favorite comment that I've gotten in a long time. Okay. Who also, I believe, left a message for us, which we have not even listened to yet. So it may be dangerous.
Are you going to?
I don't know if I want to do that live.
I don't know if you want to either.
All right. So I'm going to leave this anonymous, even though it's very public. Like you can see this. So all I'm saying is that the last episode that Jess was here, it was titled About Jess's Body because we had a whole show planned. And when Jess was coming on the way here, she's like, nah, my body. Brr. I was not going to talk about it. I wasn't going to.
Okay, pause. This man goes, hold on. Save it for on air. Anytime someone's like, oh my gosh, like this happened. No, stop talking. We need the raw, real reaction on air. And that's the truth.
That is the truth.
Okay, so yes, you were going to talk about it.
But I never mentioned anything about women's bodies ever.
Unless they're big boobied.
Yes, but those are more just compliments. Like, hey, yes. Sarah, you got some jugs on you. I appreciate that. Okay. But see, I don't say anything about women's body. I grew up in a predominantly female household. I opened doors since I was a kid. I am a gentleman. I'm also a broadcaster. So when someone tells me something, and let's be real, you had to have known what was going to happen when you even brought it up to me, correct?
I'm sure. No, Jess, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
How long have you known me? 2 years now?
It's almost our anniversary.
Yeah, it's almost our anniversary.
Yeah.
Aww. So she's known me for a couple of years. When she brought it up, she knew exactly what was going to happen. Now, the pointer, that was unexpected.
That got me by surprise. I will say I am used to Drew babying me. I've never been roasted. You don't roast me.
I do not.
So,
and I typically don't roast you, but I got roasted by one of her fans.
As you probably should.
I'm going to cover.
It all has consequences.
Yes. I covered her name. Okay, so let me go ahead and read this. Let me go ahead and read this. All right. Yes. So, Drew, where do we get off on making Jess feel poorly about her self-image? This isn't fucking entertaining. It's bullying. I am recovering from an ED, and people who make comments like that, all in caps, are why I had an ED in the first place. Clean your fucking shit up. You are going to lose more than one follower if you don't pull your conservative geriatric head out of your fucking ass.
Wow.
So clearly,
those are fighting words.
I love that.
I better hear an apology to her on the next podcast, motherfucker.
Yes.
So let me address this.
You got a fan.
Yeah.
Number one.
I'm going to directly address this shit. And I'm going to try to go back to not cussing afterwards. To call me a conservative clearly means you know nothing about me.
That was a button push, for sure.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you don't know anything about me at all. Second of all, and I don't know how many times on this podcast I've been like, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat at all. And I think I'm pretty clear about that whenever. So, okay, so not paying attention. Second of all, geriatric was a low blow.
Okay. I liked it.
Okay.
She reached into that encyclopedia, pulled that one out. I loved it.
I liked it a lot.
Third of all, it is clear she did not listen to the whole thing because we razzed Jess for about 7 minutes. I looked. It was like 7 to 10 minutes.
Felt like 20.
It was like a million years. It felt like the whole podcast.
I then spent 20 minutes talking about how beautiful she is, that we are just kidding, that you look fine the way you are, and you should be proud of the way you look, that you look like a normal human being, and to not beat yourself up over that. I also said during this whole thing that I underfeed my female daughters. Okay, obviously, there's something here that's being lost because that's absurd. And there's a thing about being so absurd that people understand that it is a, what's the word? Rhymes with Coke, you know. Has a J in front of joke. It's a joke.
Here's the thing, Andrew. Here's the thing.
Oh, what's the thing, Jess?
I've got an army behind me. Of ladies.
Okay.
That what can I say?
Okay, I'm glad you're so happy about this, but did you defend me in any of that?
No.
Why? Why?
Because
why?
She was personally hurt by your words.
Okay. I don't want to sound insensitive.
But you're going to.
But I'm going to.
Everyone's really surprised.
No. I'm not trying to be insensitive to people's struggles. I've had struggles with weight my whole life. Okay. I'm going to stop it there because I'm not going to publicly air all my stuff. But it's difficult. I get it. I don't like when people purposely overlook the intent behind the entertainment factor of what we're doing. I'm not bullying Jess, okay? I was joking with Jess. And did I not, please be honest?
Oh, no, you literally dropped to your knees next to me and told me how much you love me. I know.
Did I not say that it was a joke?
Yeah.
And that I didn't mean anything of what I said? And did I not on air talk about how beautiful you are and swear to God on my children that that's how I feel about you?
Yes.
Okay, so then if you are going to hear something that triggers you, but then you don't get the full context of what's happening, That's unfair to me. So how about this? I will apologize that you personally got triggered by us trying to entertain people at Jess's expense. But with that being said, Jess, how many times have we entertained people at your expense?
Never. I'm not.
Never.
I'm not the one that gets bullied. It's Elliot.
So the first time, yes. So the first time it ever happens, then I'm labeled a conservative geriatric shithead. Okay.
Sounds like a t-shirt.
Let's you know, it really does. It does. I just think that
not a bad idea.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
I think this is going to go into a different topic of like toughening up a little bit. And I don't want to sound like an asshole, but we really do need to toughen up a little bit or get the full context of something. We live in a society where people read a headline, don't even read the article, and then immediately start talking mad, you know, S-H-I-T. I'm trying not to cuss. I only cuss because I was reading her filthy comment that lack complete perspective because they don't see the whole thing. She stopped probably midway through us rousing Jess, like stopped hard, did not watch the whole thing. And then you didn't help me out because when people brought it up, you weren't like, oh no, he loves me. It's just we do.
No. To people that I talked to directly, yeah. I didn't comment on her comment. That like I didn't go and like respond to her comment because I know this girl very well. She is a client of mine and she adores me and she's actually she's a very passionate person about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
and that's great.
And she's got your back.
And she ride or die.
Look, I'm a passionate person. I get it, but I don't like it when people hear what they want to hear. Like if you want to be insulted by what I'm saying, then that's on you. Okay. Did I say things that were hurtful? Yes, definitely. I did. But I didn't mean them because we entertain people and it's a joke. About 90% of what you hear on this podcast is not serious. Not serious at all. We literally asked Elliot if him and Lady Jans had a lot of sexual intercourse when they went to Hawaii.
In which you know that answer.
And am I going to get a comment from someone saying, I could not have sexual intercourse. I am so insulted by this. How fucking dare you? You say that, you piece of shit. You should die.
Elliot has Dutch fans or what?
I know. Where are they from?
I just don't.
I want to go to there.
I don't get it. Like, look, I appreciate, hey, look, I appreciate your patronage, but you clearly know, A, nothing about me at all to make those crack judgments, period. B, only heard what you wanted to hear. C, I did not mean anything that what I said about Jess. It was at her expense to make fun time happen, which I have dealt with my whole broadcast career, and certainly so has Elliot.
But I just a baby.
No, you not baby. You are in this room with us.
I still baby.
Hey, but baby, like you held that roast phenomenally.
I thought I did a pretty good job.
I could see
she did such a good job.
I will say, like if it was tables turned, I could see him getting a little bit more emotional. On the receiving end of that. So
when
I did go home and cry. I held it together.
When I was growing up, okay, I did go home and like
I did go home and cry, but like I held it really well here.
When I was growing up, okay, I was in really good shape up until about 8th grade, and then I'll see if I can find the 8th grade graduation picture. I was ginormous.
Like round,
like awkward, short, round, goofy looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I was very heavy up until about my junior year in high school. And then I lost all the weight. And then I had this crazy obsession about my weight, right? And I developed that mental obsession. So I understand that. However, all of my friends my whole life relentlessly made fun of me about my weight. And I learned to crack back at them, and that's how I gained a personality. And I do not hear people, and if you don't think I've taken my licks in broadcasting, I absolutely have. Absolutely have. The reason why Elliot's sitting right here is because he made fun of me the first time he was sitting with me and Skip back on the morning after years ago. the reason why I saw that he had it in him is because he had the balls to stand up to someone he didn't know live on a radio and talk smack to me, and I appreciated it.
It's beautiful.
Okay. What I'm saying, though, is like we need to toughen up. Like, toughen up, dude. Everyone has issues. I don't go scouring the internet to get personally offended by people and then like start attacking them because I understand what this is, right? I understand what this is.
That's why people read the comment section, because it's entertaining.
Oh, a comment section is the meanest thing on the planet.
It's one thing to watch the meme. It's the next thing to go into the comments and be like, oh, they just said that. Dude, this is a person. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily get triggered. I just get disappointed.
Yeah.
Like when I go on Twitter and I see, here's a pro tip on Twitter. Follow a bunch of things that you like video games, sports, whatever you're into, like beauty stuff or whatever your likes are. There's a tab at the very top that I didn't even know because I don't hardly use Twitter. I didn't even know this is a thing. You can do following only. So you're only seeing what you're following.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before, the algorithm would just push the most craziest stuff. And if you click on one of those and then read the comments, it makes
you're doomed.
You lose faith in humanity immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. You just lose faith. And like someone posted, okay, this is honest to God. You want to go get mad? Person, I'm not going to say your name. Go find this post and go yuck them up. It was casting news about Dune 3. The first two Dune movies, excellent, right? The Fremen are designed against like modern Middle Eastern like lineage. That's what Frank Herbert designed the Fremen after. It's heavily inspired by like Persian culture and stuff like that, right? So they are talking about the casting of some of these people. And the first comment was, oh, great, another brown. And I was like, in what reality? First of all, yes. Okay. And I'm pretty sure you consider yourself a Christian. Jesus was also probably brown. Okay.
For sure.
He was not he wasn't the stark white, blue-eyed man that you saw.
Race.
He most likely looked like someone that you would want to kick out of the United States. Yeah. So just keep that in mind.
But not Santa Claus. Santa Claus is from Norway.
You know what? I disagree. He's black. I do black Santa.
I have a black Santa at home too.
Yeah, I do black Santa. Yeah. Okay. My whole point is, let's toughen up. Okay. Can you not agree with that statement, Jess? You took that shit like a champ, and I was so proud of you because that was literally the first time you've ever got razzed up.
I've never been razzed.
Yeah, but you took that like a champ, and I was so incredibly proud of you.
I'm tough, you know.
You are.
Beautiful.
I'm tough.
And that is beautiful.
It is.
When we have the balls to sit here and love each other, but make fun of each other, that is a beautiful thing.
So you know what you need to do now?
What?
You need to go on and on for 7 to 10 minutes about how amazing I am.
Jess,
start now.
Okay, Jess, you are amazing.
Action.
Jess, you are amazing. You
and
know
then what happened?
You know.
Go on.
Jess, you know how I feel about you. I think you're incredibly beautiful, smart.
Wow.
You're incredibly funny. The reason why you're sitting here today is because you're funny.
I am like the funniest person.
You're a funny person.
I really am. God,
you are.
God,
you got it.
Exhausting.
All right. You have it.
I have it.
And you know what?
Woo.
I have worked. The woo.
I have the woo.
I have worked with countless interns, countless people that wanted to do this job and like get in here and do this right. Out of all of them, you and Elliot are the only two that I felt like they have it, right?
Ooh.
And
explain that.
I will. One of those things is
more detail, please.
More detail.
Because you can take a fucking joke.
My love language is words of affirmation, and Chris doesn't talk. So I'm really eating this up right now.
I love you, Jess.
Go on.
And
why is that?
Not only do I love you, my wife loves you.
Oh,
whenever I talk about Jess, she's like,
oh,
Jess. My kids wanted to be you for Halloween. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. So like, look, you know you have mad love here and a support system because you know for a fact if you needed me for anything, I would immediately drop what I'm doing to help you in every way. And I was just kidding. Okay, we will never, ever, ever discuss your weight.
Unless it's that I'm so ridiculously hot, like I need to leave the room.
Unless it's that you're too skinny and we're like, honey, you're too skinny. You need to gain some weight. You're so
The day someone tells me I'm too skinny, wow.
You're like,
I'm all really?
Hold on, one more time. Go back.
Yeah. I was, when I met Sarah, I was probably the lowest I weighed in my adult life. I was 165 pounds. That is the lowest I've been after the age of 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt fantastic.
Oh, I'm sure.
And she would be like, you look like a drug addict. And I'm like, what? She's like, with your wife beater on, your fucking tattoos.
The Jared Leto look.
Yeah. And I was like, I feel great. She's like, yeah, you don't look great though. And I'm like, yeah, but pale. Like
You're a little pale.
Yeah. And I'm like, you signed up for this. Like this is the funny thing about Sarah is I had a bunch of tattoos. I didn't have all of these, but I had the majority of them when she met me, and I was pretty thin. And she's like, I don't like tattoos and you look too skinny. And I'm like, then why did you jump on this train? Like,
you know why? Because you said, do you want to go upstairs and look at my knives?
That is.
She was like,
that's funny. That's going to lead into 2 pickup lines. Okay. This true
Drew's
story.
knife collection was
true story.
superior.
True
and
story.
he's all, and the knife in my pants.
So this is
samurai sword. Pulls it out.
I'll tell you how.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
please tell me.
This is a real story. My pickup line that would never fail used to be, you want to see how high it can kick. Like,
can I ask where that came from? I've never asked.
I don't know. Just 'cause I thought it was funny. So because it breaks the ice. So
and you can kick kind of high.
I could kick higher because I was in martial arts for like 5 years and I had a heavy bag when I was an adult. So I would tune that thing up all the time.
He's secretly in Cobra Kai.
I know.
Yeah, I would walk up to any girl that I thought was hot and I would just go, hey, you want to see how high it can kick? And they would usually say yes. And then I would do like either a jumping roundhouse or
I thought it was going to be like a cheer kick.
Or no.
So he does cheer for his high school. That's cool.
Do gay, Sarah's texting me, do gay ninja kick. I used to do gay ninja. So
I love it.
It was either that
Love
or like
language.
like a cheer. If I was pretty drunk, it would be like a cheer kick because I'm like, I'm not going to jump right now. And it would break the ice because they would laugh. A couple times I fell doing it and like that would break the ice. And like that's, I don't know why I didn't pull that one on Sarah, but she was there with one of our mutual friends. And I was like, yo, you want to go look at my knife upstairs?
You said my knife, like singular?
Singular.
I would have for sure thought that meant your wiener.
Dude. And
that would have been like serial killer.
I know. I'm like,
dude, to her credit, she looked at me. She's like, yeah. And I was like, all right. So we just
play with your knives.
Your knife.
But she was with one of her friends. It was like a comfortable situation. It wasn't like they were alone and it was dark inside. But that was when I first met her. The second time, it was like 2 days after that, we went to a comedy show with our mutual friend. They came and picked me up. And I remember getting in the car and looking back and she was like finishing getting ready, like brushing her hair. And I was like, my Christ, you are like gorgeous, right? Like the moment I saw her, and then I just tried to like hit on her the whole time and nothing worked. Nothing.
That's my girl.
Nothing. I remember I did the whole like, dude, I would totally want to make out with you right now. She's like,
Cringey Drew came out on date 2.
But
yeah,
also,
she's like, ugh.
If you really think about the act of making out, I'm a good makeout girly. I love to make out. But if you think about it, that's disgusting. That's sick.
Yeah. And if you're not a good kisser, it can be really like saliva-y and nasty.
And like,
yeah,
I can't.
No, you're right. I don't know what it was, but we were driving back, and since they were drinking, I was driving the car, and I was making them crack up because I was making fun of our friend in the back who also has tough skin, and we were all laughing together. And I was like, "Hey, we should hang out, whatever." And she's like, okay. I'll never forget this. She looked at me and she went like, okay, like, but I was like, yeah, no, you want it. And then the next day the next day she went out with like her friends and did something else. And was like, hey, just come and watch Game of Thrones with me at my house, like alone. And then we were together since.
Did you do the during Game of Thrones?
No.
Because nothing
showed
puts you
him.
in the
No,
mood.
He showed the rest of his knife.
I knew. Yeah.
He has a throne of swords.
I knew. I'm like, come watch Game of Thrones. She comes in. I'm like, I have so many knives, but it's like a messed up chair.
Yeah.
No, I was just
taped
like,
on there.
how did it? She stayed the night there, and then we just stayed together. But I knew Sarah was like a good one because, and I was like, okay, I won't try to like make a pass on. Like, you could just sleep here, right?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
That is so kind of you.
Well, I want people to feel comfortable in that scenario, and I knew she was like a good girl, so I didn't want to like treat her like some kind of a skank.
Yeah.
And we made an agreement. I was like, look, let's just get to know each other before any of that. Let's give it some time.
Yeah.
We waited as long as we could. It was like
How long was that?
3 weeks.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
That's
Mind you, they only saw each other twice
a week. Yeah. I know.
No, she literally stayed the night every night for
it's beautiful.
God, months.
Did you
months.
poop in your house when she was there?
No, I had a bathroom downstairs.
And you would use it? I'd be so scared.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't have gone for 3 weeks.
The separation was so good because I could go downstairs and do it, and you would hear nothing, no smell.
She wouldn't know. Like, if you're like, I'm going to go downstairs real quick, she wouldn't be like, where are you going?
She didn't ask.
She just knew in her mind. She's like, he's going to drop a deuce.
Yeah,
right
she probably
now.
knew. But like, we were together since. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So that you were like, you said 165 then?
what?
You're
weight, you were
160
saying.
Yeah,
pounds?
no. Well, yeah. And then I slowly started gaining weight because my wife said that I looked like a sick person.
Yep.
And then, and now
So it's Sarah's
where
fault
I'm at.
that you're where you're at.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
definitely 1,000,000%.
I hear you.
It's definitely the comfort of being with that woman has definitely made me gain weight. I will blame her for everything.
I
That's
hear
for
you.
sure.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Yep.
My nickname used to be Bones. Don't feel like that anymore. And then every time I'm trying to get serious, you know, my wife looks at me and goes, "Oh." She like puts her hand out and like touches my stomach. She's like, "You're so cute. I like you where you're at." And then I'm like, I wake up every day and you're hotter and hotter.
Yeah.
And you're working out and you're killing it. And I'm over here every day, just fatter.
I really can't imagine being a man with a hot wife. I would be insufferable.
I don't know what it is. If like just when we start to age. Yeah.
Put their hand out.
Do you know what Sarah did to me the other day? This is like on the same level. It's kind of the same thing. Sarah, like, so she's like, "Hey, go get these screws for this table." I was like, "Okay." She's like, "You know how to do it?" I'm like, "What? Look at the screw and find it." Yes. She's like, "No, there's a tester." Blah blah blah. So I get there. I'm like, "This broad, I know what I'm doing."
You didn't know.
What are you talking about? I get there. I'm lost.
Yeah.
I'm like staring at the thing. So I found a guy to help me, right? I get them. I go over there. So like they need to either be fastened down or replaced because our daughters jump on this table all the time and the bolts have over time fallen out.
Beautiful.
So I flip it on its back. The moment I pull out the drill, you know, it's not a drill. It's an impact driver.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I start and the moment she starts looking over my shoulder like I'm going to do it wrong. Yep. And I'm like, "Sarah, go away." And I'm like, "I don't like it how you make me feel like I'm an idiot."
Chris does that to me
7-year-old. Does he?
Yes.
Like what? What is something that
like
he's
he he thinks differently than some of us.
That's to say lightly.
And he's very particular about certain things, i.e. the dishwasher. I don't care how it goes in. Like, if it's getting washed, why do I care how it goes in? But he'll be like I'll be like putting things in the dishwasher and he'll be like,
Yeah.
Yep.
It makes
that's
me
so
nervous.
aggravating.
It makes me
it's so
nervous.
aggravating.
Yeah.
I'm the same. Shout out Silks. I like my wife will load the dishwasher and I'll come home from work and I'm like, "Oh no." And I'm in there.
What is that?
I'm redoing it so I could fit in like 6 more
Why?
dishes from the sink and then I'm gonna run it, right?
what
But it's
is
like
that?
I'm just like and then I tried to like so I tried to give my daughter some chores, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, "Look, we were negotiating washing the dishes." And it was so hard in the beginning. I showed her like once or twice, and I couldn't say anything because I was trying, I got to let her do it.
Right. Yeah.
Release the control of the dishwasher of all things.
Yeah. I know, like, what the hell?
Well, okay.
I'm not controlling.
Who's the boss in the house? Do you guys do that whole like?
Oh, I think I am.
Yeah.
But I underlining know. Oh, 1,000%. And then when they talk on here about you control the world in your household, you do control the world.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you
right
think
now,
you don't.
But you do.
I came home on Saturday from work to my stuff being everywhere. I thought I was being kicked out. I'm not kidding.
What?
I'm not.
Someone ransacked your home.
I am not kidding.
What happened?
My stuff specifically all over the kitchen table. And then he was in the bedroom with the door locked. I thought I was being kicked out.
Sus.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Was he? Wait. Maybe
I think you need to finish the story.
Did he just do your laundry and he had it all out and he was folding it?
No, I'm talking like my stuff, like my purses, my all kinds of stuff. And so I'm like, oh my God. I'm going to call my mom. I got to come home and I got 2 animals to bring with me now. And so I was like, and then I go and I see the bedroom door is locked. Well, if we want to like not be bugged by the animals, we have to lock the door because one of the cats can open doors.
The door.
Yeah. So I'm like, no answer.
Oh no.
And I'm like, okay, he's either like wanking it or like taking a dump. What are you doing? Like, open the door, And so he comes and he's like, hi. And like, he's like, and I'm like, can we back up? Because what is happening? Literally, I'm like, I'm not kidding. My heart dropped. I was like,
right, yeah. Because that's what I would assume too.
Yeah.
Like if I walked into our house and all my stuff is piled up in the middle, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
She's leaving me.
No, literally, he's like, open the closet, open the drawers. He had like reorganized everything. And he was like, these are things that I've noticed that you don't use as much. What do you want to do with them? And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, like, here's some bags that you never use. Do you want me to put them in the garage? Do you want me to put them somewhere? Here's this. Here, like, things were like in piles,
and you're like, oh, honey, I'm a woman. I want all my stuff at arm's length. Thank you.
I was like,
well,
kind of mad.
You didn't go to the closet and be like, okay, I know you have 1/3. Well, now you have 1/8.
I was a little mad.
You need to find where these shirts are going to go now because this stuff that I don't use is going to go right here.
I was like, I get it. Like, because he likes things a certain way.
Right,
I'm like, I get it. Like,
I live with one of those. I get it.
Yeah. I am not, I'm not messy, but I know where things are. And so for the past week, I've been like, hey, where is this?
Right, yeah, because you don't know where anything is.
I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, I think I put it here with these things. And I'm like, okay, like, let's not
move my stuff.
You're like, I had a system. Yeah. And my system was good. Here's my system.
Yeah.
Literally.
The dishwasher? You go in there and you mess it all up.
Literally.
Deal with it.
Like, I guess it's not as aesthetically pleasing, but like, I told him, I'm like, I literally just thought right now that I was getting kicked out. Like,
right.
And he was like, well, why? I don't see why you would think that. And I'm like,
it would be so funny if he's like, oh, here's some things you don't use. It's literally all of her stuff. So where do you want me to put it? My stuff is here organized.
He's like putting it in my car and he's like, and I'm sending it to your mom's house. You can go with it.
Yeah. You can follow your stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Let's get her into the know that she's ultimately the one in charge.
I'm not.
100%. Because you would like to feel, hold on here, and then I'll kick it to you. Sarah's the first woman that I have ever been, what's the word I'm looking for?
Submissive.
Submissive to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have never, I was the person that was like, well, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want. Bye. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Did not care. You want to go? Fine. You can leave. Sarah's the first woman that I, really made that change. Like, okay, you want it your way? Okay, honey. Okay. This is what you want? Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, I can bitch about it all I want, but it's ultimately going to be done her way.
1,000%.
Every time. Every time it's going to be done her way.
That is not my life.
Dude, but what you don't understand is even though he's particular on like organizing things, if you were like, this doesn't work for me, I want all of my stuff back to where it is, or I'm going to lose my he will immediately do it.
And never do it again.
And never do it again. See, you're not understanding the power of the pants. Okay?
Yeah.
You have the pants.
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
How much? So again, married question here. How much of the master closet? How much of your stuff is in the master closet?
Here, it's even worse. It's even worse, bro.
Zero?
Okay,
You're down to zero.
No, hold on. It's even worse. So we were in the same room up until about the time she got pregnant with Dylan. And then I was waking up at the butt crack of dawn. She works late on her stuff. You know what I mean? She's like, so she's up to like 1, 2 o'clock sometimes. And I have to wake up at 4:30. So staying in the same space was not going to work. Plus we have from the primary suite to the girls' room, there's like a channel through a closet. It's connected on the closets, right? So the girls, it was like when we were planning the nursery and stuff. So I moved into the back room, right? And it just slowly happened that way. Like I would just sleep in there at night, whatever. But then I would have to go back and forth. And then me and her got really accustomed to not sleeping in the same bed. Like I have my own bed. She has her own bed. But here's the worst part. That room that I'm in is the second master suite in that house. Okay, so there's 2. The closet is being commandeered by my mother-in-law. Okay, so I'm like, hey, I need a closet to put my stuff in. And I've been begging her for years to get one. And her mother never, ever, ever, ever uses that closet. Never goes in, never uses it. Ever.
What's in it? Like her clothes?
Some jackets, and I think some of her departed father's stuff. Okay. So I get it. But I'm like, we can get a space that it's still here. Like, it's not gone. It's here. But I need a place to put my clothes. And I cannot get a closet, dude. I had to get chest of drawers, and I have to fold all my stuff in the chest of drawers. And I've been begging for years.
So he has a repeat of clothes per whatever day it is because he just grabs from the top and then he does laundry and puts it back into place.
Pretty much.
Grabs from the top, puts it back
I cycle
in place.
like 5 articles of clothing. You know what I mean? But
what about your nice button-ups? You wear
no, like I'll hang. So I do have 2 closets in that original room, right? But that's just basically storage now for jackets. It's like all my. It's
you
not
don't
my
have like a winter, like throw some stuff in boxes and throw them in the garage for winter.
No.
Yeah,
I usually donate them.
I feel bad because like early marriage, it was like we had the master closet was always like 50-50, right? Mm-hmm. And then as time has gone on, I've just seen my stake dwindling back. And then one day I came home and like a lot of the stuff was out, and I literally had like this sliver, and I'm like, yo, can we take some of your jackets downstairs, like by the door? So maybe they're just, I got to try them on when I'm getting ready. And I'm just like,
she makes a point.
Okay.
But it makes sense to do that. So he has space, but nope, he's not going to have that space.
Yeah.
This is not his area. Nope. As a matter of fact, if there was an extra bedroom, I bet you she would try to push you out of the closet completely.
Oh no, my closet is the closet in the spare bedroom. That's where my stuff is.
Exactly.
Along with, the vacuum and a few other things, household items.
See, that's
there
what
might
I'm
be a
talking
nice
about.
chest in there. I don't know.
We get kicked to the corner to appease our wives, but we know that ultimately that's how we're going to have a sustainable life.
That is not my household.
You're tripping. It's because you've never exercised that power. You're too afraid to exercise the power. If you did, you'd find out very clearly who's in charge.
Silks is secretly listening, going, "Shut up."
Yeah,
shut up.
Every single dude, every single guy I know that does because you'll have people that hear this and they'll be like, "Oh, they're cucks." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, these guys are bitches. My wife does what I tell her to. Every single dude that I know growing up from the age of 20 to today that had that, like, I'm a man, I'm in charge, all of their women cheated on them.
Yeah.
All of their women cheated on him because you think you're in charge, but you're not.
No.
So when you're like, bitch, go in there and cook me something, she's like, okay. So he's going to be gone in a couple hours. You're going to come out. Right? Like, dude, you think you're in charge. You're not. Your woman's screwing the mailman, bro. Okay. I'm sorry. It's just, there has been a shift when women stopped relying on us so much. Okay. And they became independent and they started to work and they started to make money. And then they started the, I don't need no man. They still do to an extent if you're straight. You know, everyone needs a partner in their life, right? No matter what. But, and don't take that and get twisted up and triggered. If you're gay, I'm talking about everyone. Everyone needs someone in their life, right? But women don't need men as much anymore. And because it used to be like a sustainability thing, your life, your bills being paid for, having a space, having a roof over your head. That's how it was in like the 50s and 60s. Now there's the majority of people that are in like working partnerships have dual incomes. There are still people that stay at home. And I'm not saying that stay at home moms are not working their ass off. Their job never stops. That would drive me insane. They have a hard ass job, dude. Hard ass job. Hard job. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that when you have dual income households, the options there that they could leave and not need you. Yeah. So there's been a shift culturally in, hey, I'm a man. I enjoy having my wife and my kids in the same household. But if I go heel turn to like the go cook me a dinner, broad, I'm going to go hang out with my friends for 6 hours, I will no longer have a wife. That's just what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it's the same scenario for you.
Yep. Again, I cherish my wife. I'm a lucky man. Lucky man.
Sure are.
Yeah. So. I'm a lucky person. I love Sarah. I love Sarah. I just think that you're a little bit naive to the power that you hold.
I think I am probably, like, we're both easygoing in different ways. He's easygoing about me doing literally whatever I want to do and being like, oh, cool, whatever, bye. Like, and I'm easygoing where I'm like, well, if you like things a certain way, I'll just do it just so you can be comfortable with it. Right. I am a psycho in many other ways, but
your maintenance comes from emotional stuff.
Yes.
You're an emotional maintenance-y person.
Yes.
So I get that. I just don't think you, if I had to guess, you've never not once asserted your authority over him ever because you're too afraid to.
I wouldn't say I'm afraid
Never not once. Never not once.
I just don't think I care enough.
Okay, say that when you walked into that scenario.
Yeah.
And you're like, put all my stuff back.
Yeah.
I bet you would have.
Oh, he definitely did apologize because I was mad.
I will say at the same time, like hearing your stories of past, you know, Silks is like this.
It's very different. Like it's very different for me.
You found a great one, right?
Well, I think that
because she dated some winners.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when I think of my daughter, I'm like, I want someone that's going to praise you more than I ever could. Right? That's what I want. Like they need to hold you on a pedestal. So my daughter, you know, seeing me cave to my wife, it's been great. I teach my daughter, hey, you know, this is called pick your battles. Let me show you how this works. But Dad, you're right. Yes and no.
Yes, but I'm
yes
not.
And no, but I'm not. Yeah. So we're gonna do this. Oh, but why? I'm like, because we are, and that's why.
Here's the thing that screws me up a little bit on that too, and assuming that my children are straight people, like I don't know what they're gonna end up like.
Yeah.
If I'm to be the example of the man that they're gonna be modeling what they are looking for when they get older, like at least personality wise, right?
Yeah.
What I don't want, because I am so kind of submissive to Sarah to the point where like they know that even if I say no, they're kind of like,
doesn't matter.
Mom didn't say no though.
So then they'll be like, okay, well, Dad said this, but Mom,
and I know that happens a lot, but it's so well known that like she's the ultimate authority in the house that I'm like, okay, I don't want these girls because we are not affectionate people. So what they're seeing is kind of like two almost non-affectionate people, right? That do not like kiss and hold hands and hug and stuff. And basically them just I'm getting told what to do by my wife. I don't want them to think that that's how to act with a partner typically. Okay. And B, I don't want them to not be able to show affection to people that are with them because I'm a unique case in which like this is okay. Right.
Yeah. Most men are not.
Most men
okay
are
with
not.
that.
So, and I also don't want, if they are straight, a super subby, weak man
Right.
to be with my daughter. I want someone that's going to be like protecting them.
Yeah.
You know, never touch them inappropriately and will fuck other people up if it ever needed to happen.
Yeah.
That's who I also would want them to be with. And I don't know if my model will allow them to see that. You know,
some people like myself, like my dad is definitely the submissive one, and I married someone totally opposite. I always tell him like I had opposite daddy issues. I had daddy issues, but not the way most people would say quote unquote daddy issues are. He was so chill, and I've never heard him yell. I've never heard him even get mad, I don't think. Not toward any of us.
right.
Not my mom. Like, he's very just like, okay, sure. Like, man, a few words. And then I married this like horrific human being.
Right.
And I don't know like where I don't know.
Yeah.
But because now I have this thought in my head where I'm like, okay, like I know what a man is capable of as far as like being really sweet and being very just chill and whatever. So now that I married the opposite, now my standards are different. Silks is more like that. Like he's just like, meh, yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure,
He seems
whatever.
pretty like
he does. I've never heard him get mad. He's never mad at me, like for anything. And if I were married to my ex still, I would not be here today because you are a man. I would not be here today.
Which is so psycho. And it lo and behold, he was screwing other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Elliot and Lady Jams, like, do you think that, I know for a fact Lady Jams is in charge. He is self-admitted this. Like
yes.
by far. Like he is admitted.
There's not a question.
But see, that's my question to you. If all the three men, you know, Darren, me, and Elliot, all three of us are saying that the woman is our boss. I call Sarah boss lady.
Yeah.
Okay. Like the women are our boss. What makes you feel like you are not ultimately also the boss?
I don't know.
There is power in that vagina. Let me
Here's the
tell you.
thing.
You're not exercising.
I call it a frictionless life.
yeah. I'm lubed and I'm just swimming right through
Here's
it.
the thing.
Frictionless.
I have never been in a relationship where he's providing. I can turn my brain off. Like, he does well for himself, and I'm just kind of like, la, 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 you know, like on the side, where before I was paying the bills, I was like, no, like you do, like I was like that before.
Right.
But look where it got me. So I think I'm kind of traumatized.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, he is, if you want to get biblical, as some people put it, like the head of the house, and I'm more like the but then I'm not.
He's the head of the house, not bringing in money while Jess is paying the bills. Yeah, I'm in charge. Can you buy me a Diet Coke, please?
Please,
I'm so thirsty.
I just baby.
Yeah, I just baby. Anyways.
But I think because he is like the provider and stuff, that I'm more okay with just being like, oh, like you like things a certain way. Okay.
But you're also a provider. Like you also do well in your career.
Yeah.
And you're happy.
And
Yeah.
you're happy. And you're happy.
Like that's the ultimate, right? It's like we got to be happy, and you're happy, and that's what's rad.
And if it's so, and if that's what you're okay, if you're okay with him making the decisions, because I'm super okay with
Sarah doing it. Yeah.
Because Sarah, I work a lot. You know what I mean? I take on a lot, but a lot of that was made possible by her being a super mom badass and taking on the responsibility of making sure the girls are having fun, socialize, going places, doing things, signed up for stuff. Because me, when I was growing up, what I'm accustomed to is do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm accustomed to. So what did I want to do? Watch TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted to watch some TV. That's it. And I didn't have extravagant birthday parties or anything like. So the reason why the girls are even having the experience that they're having when they're growing up is because of Sarah. But that also allows me to take this on, to take on the real estate team to take on this and have the time to do that. Because without her, I would not have time for anything.
Yeah.
Anything. So it is a partnership. I just feel like what you assume you don't have, you actually do. Because I don't think any dude will be buying a car for their not wife unless there was power in the vagina. Just saying.
You might be right.
Just saying. Anyways.
I just baby.
I just baby. We're going to take a little break. Okay. We're going to hear from one of our sponsors coming back. Okay. We got to do our hump to hump. There's some Drew's news. We got a bunch of stuff that we're going to get to today. Also speculating on where Elliot is and talking about pickup lines. Even though we did talk about my pickup line, there's something funny that I wanted to pull up. And since you are a resident female, I want to hear some of the cringiest lines that have been used on you.
I have a list.
If you have a list, I want to hear them.
I will give them to you.
And
bring
that's
those
all.
DMs.
Yeah. Just, you're all.
Remember the DMs I used
Oh
to
my
get?
God, dude. We'll talk about it. And that's all coming up next on the Do Over podcast. Sit tight. All right, it's here. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's about to get hot in the Central Valley. So how are we going to survive? Well, I got some steps for you. 1, tan. You don't want to look pasty. 2, make sure you wear lighter clothes. And 3, make sure you have comfortable feet. Let them doggies breathe. So that means you have to go to Brown Shoe Fit Co. in downtown Visalia, right in the corner of Main and Locust, and ask for Josh. He's going to sit you down. He's going to give you that customer service that you cannot get ordering things on a phone, and know your budget, know your needs, and get you the exact right thing. Josh knew I had really bad foot pain. He got me some Hokas, and no joke, my foot pain's gone. Brown Shoe Fit Co. is a big-time supporter of the Do Over podcast, so we support them, and you should as well. Again, downtown Visalia, tell them that the Do Over sent you.
Action.
Do it. Do it. Thank you.
And we're back. We are back. Welcome back to the Do Over podcast. So we talked about some pickup lines that I used to use, which were always successful. Most of the time. Sometimes not quite. But they were okay. But seeming that we have a girl here, a beautiful girl.
Thank you. Wow.
I'm sure that you've heard some of the winners.
Yes.
Okay. Before we get to you, what is your cheesiest pickup line that's actually worked? What's the pickup line you used on your wife?
I was the nice guy that just tried to make conversations. And then I was convinced, nice guys finish last after a while.
Oh,
but no, when I first met my wife, I was dating one of her friends. And we went to,
word of mouth.
She's like, we're going to go to my friend Jamie's house. She's having a get together. I was like, okay. So I show up and this beautiful woman answers the door, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
You're like, "Oh, shit.
She's so hot." And I'm like, I think at the time I was 16, so I'm in my mind, I'm like, she's got to be 17 or 18.
Yeah, she's an older woman.
Yeah. So that night we were just all hanging out, and I think I ended up singing Sublime, and me and her brother like really kind of bonded.
Yeah.
And
Jamie's brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so the next day I went to work. I was working at Copeland's in the board shop at the time, and I remember telling my buddy like, "Yo, I met this girl last night."
And he's all, "Don't you have a girlfriend?" You're all, "No."
I straight up like told him my plan. I was like, I am slowly going to fade it out.
Hold on. Wait.
I would die. This would kill me.
1000%.
This is a hard transition. I've tried to pull this off before. It does not go well at all.
Well, I didn't know this, but they were kind of like rivals.
Okay.
Her and this friend.
I love
and
that.
so then like there was another event where we went to like a party, and then Jamie needed a ride home. And I'm like, oh yeah.
You're all, I'll do it.
Oh no.
Pick me.
And then she was like, oh yeah, you can take me home. And so after that I was like, oh. And so I did. I ended up breaking it off with the one girl, and then Jamie and I started talking, and then we started dating, and it was great. And then it's funny when we like fast forward years, maybe 20 years. We're living in Vegas. Jamie and Jade were flying home Fresno to Vegas. I'm in the airport, waiting to pick them up. There's this other guy there with roses. Jamie and that ex-girlfriend of mine at the time come walking off the plane. And they're like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. They sat next to each other on the plane. They're on the same flight back. And again, now they have kids. They're older. And she's like, and the girl was like, yeah, we live in Vegas too. You know, my I think her husband.
She's like,
at the
you guys
time,
looking,
it was just so
a little
random.
swinging from trees.
Everybody won. Everybody won. It was a very happy ending. You know,
I think things that are just are like things that are meant to be. I don't believe in like a predetermined. How do I put this? I believe in predetermination, but many different outcomes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you are predestined to get on some path, but you still have to make the decisions that are going to lead you there. Right.
Yeah.
Kind of like how much of a keystone event me quitting drinking was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You breaking up with that girl and getting now you're married with children.
Yeah.
So I guess did that girl find out that you were dating her and then get shitty with you and all?
No. I think like, because that girl, as soon as I broke up with her, obviously I started talking to Jamie, and I knew within that friend circle, you know, she knew, and she didn't say anything to me, which is fine. You know, I didn't care. So it was great. It was like a perfect.
Man, that's a hard move.
Yeah. But again, I still am head over heels. Like when I saw her for the first time,
I
was like, she's the one. Like, sure. Yeah. I was that feeling of like, yep, this girl right here.
So cute.
I had so I met Sarah a couple times when I was like 20. Okay. I didn't really like meet Sarah until I was younger than 20. I was like 19. So Sarah's older than me. So when I was 19, she was 23. So there's probably no way in hell. Right. And she was with someone when I met her. She used to be the manager at Cafe Via, the one at Cedar and Herndon.
Is it still there?
What name? So this is Sarah was the manager?
Sarah's the blonde manager. Yeah.
My wife worked at Cafe Via.
What?
Shut the hell up.
Not kidding.
The one at Cedar and Herndon?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Does Sarah have a brother?
No.
Okay.
She does not.
All right.
What was your... Wait. What?
Not kidding. Straight up.
Wait, what,
her last name, Jane. Okay. Well,
we'll talk. We'll figure this out off here. So
weird.
I met Sarah, and I'm pretty sure I tried hitting on her, and she laughed at me. Then during that time is right when I first started doing radio, and I remember a group of girls coming in with their boyfriends that were like women, right? And I vaguely remember seeing her and being like, man, I would be lucky to get a woman like a woman like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up marrying her.
That is so weird.
Isn't that weird?
That
Crazy.
is so strange.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
It is kind of strange how that ends up. But like, and that thought went through my head. Like I remember that night, like she passed by me. I was in a chair in the corner, and because they used to, not always, but very rarely, like once or twice, come through that apartment because we literally threw a party every night, every single night. And
it's called the red string theory.
Which is what?
When something like has you like tied, like for example, yours was your girlfriend and she tied you to Jamie. You kept seeing Sarah little places. You had this like string that you were following until you like got to her.
Right.
You know, it's like that predetermined like.
Right.
But had you made a different decision, you might have gone.
I never would have seen her again.
Yeah.
Kind of a deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think about that, like how crazy that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this would have been like 22 years ago.
Yeah.
When that happened. So I don't know if she worked there around that time.
No.
But yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You're pretty sure?
Yeah. Crazy. Everything just, my mind is going.
That's a trip.
I'm going to.
I'm on another red string theory.
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna dirt the audio for a second.
That is so weird.
Because if it would have been the same time.
Is it still around that cafe?
No. It's
long gone.
Now that is what is it? It's Cup of Joy. It's Cup of Joy. Now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the little one.
Yeah. That was Cafe Via.
I don't know if I ever knew the name of it, but I'd seen it.
She says she doesn't know her.
My wife says she remembers her.
Really?
Whoa,
really?
That's weird. That is
again,
so
small
weird.
World.
I'm like,
it's crazy, but yeah,
she says she remembers you and that you were horrible.
No,
and that
don't write that.
That you were a horrible manager.
Now she's like, wait, that's not the same one. Hold on. Now she's like, it must be different.
Yeah.
Send me a picture.
So Sarah was when she ran that place, she ran it like it was her own business.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
With the owner.
Yeah, this is probably Jamie's whippets phase. very, very different level of where we are going here.
So she was running that place like she owned it, right? Like, and she loved it. She still talks about being a manager at Cafe Via, about how much she loved it. She wanted her own.
Yeah.
So she had worked out with the manager, like, hey, let's go halves on my own location. And they were going to make it happen because she loved doing it.
Yeah.
And he like reneged at the very last moment. So she quit.
Oh.
And like, she was so vital to the operational integrity of that location that he was like begging her to come back. She's like, no, I can't trust you.
I love when my wife worked there because it was like, we were dating at the time. And I remember she got a free drink each day.
Yeah.
And so I would like pull up,
Yeah.
hey,
can I have your drink?
I made you this. It's special.
You're like,
yeah. And it like, and then we would hang out after she got off work.
Are such gumdrops.
And I got off work or school and she would smell like coffee. Right. And I loved it. And then there was another time when she worked at Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory.
Ooh, yeah.
And she'd come back just smelling like chocolate. I'm like, oh my God.
why do you make this worse for me?
Oh,
I wonder how my boyfriend that I was dating when I worked at Me and Ned's, how he felt.
He's like, you smell like pepperoni and sadness.
He's all, oh.
Jess.
Yeah.
What are the cheesiest pickup lines that have been used
Let's
on
hear
you?
them.
Okay.
And I want to know the cheesiest ones and also the cheesy ones that worked, because I do firmly believe there is a hotness factor that will offset anything that's told to you at all.
Yeah.
Because you don't care because they're so attractive.
If it's funny, it works on me.
Okay.
But there's a borderline, like it's really hard, I think, to hit the like, this is funny, not creepy type of thing. But I was with the same guy for like 6 years, the one that ended up being a gambling addict and fled the country and all that. That's a whole other situation.
Winners, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
History of winners.
Yeah. So I didn't start dating till I was like 22. And the first date that I had was with this guy that was a little older than me. I thought he was so hot. Like I was like, oh my God. Like,
we're gonna get married now, babies.
I was like, this guy's hot. And he was like tatted from the neck down. I got hat-fished because when the hat came off, he should have just shaved his head. I don't know.
He was like just straight like cul-de-sac.
It was just like 3 hairs.
Oh yeah, just shave it.
Why are you
I'm
holding
almost
on?
Dude, like honestly, I look at my hair all the time and I'm like,
no, no, because facing you head on, you still look like you
when
have
I turn
hair.
around and I'm walking this way, like it's like
you're not there yet.
I'm close.
This guy had like, but I didn't know that on our date. I was all, this guy's hot.
Bet he could rock a mean polo though.
Oh. He was in a band and like he like worked at Hot Topic and
that's like kind of a big deal.
I was like, oh my God, I love him. Mind you, I like started my career at 19. So my parents were always like, you need to be someone that's still like career oriented. Like, so I think I was 22 when we went on this date and he was like 27 and like working at Hot Topic. And my mom was like, and I was like, Mom, he's so hot. Leave me alone.
He's middle management, Mom.
Yeah.
Do you know how many Hot Topic coupons he gives me?
Yeah. But he was like, oh my God. Like when he first saw me, he was like, wow, my dream girl. And I was like, really? Like, okay, cool. Whatever. And he's like, I've always wanted to be with an emo chick. And I was like, I'm sickened right now. Like, what do you mean? And he proceeded to go on and on and on about his band. I wish I could say the name of it. I do think they might still
play.
The name of it is Wild. Cut the mics really quick.
Can I guess it?
Yeah.
On air?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it Bean Dip?
No.
Dude, shout out Bean Dip. They were sick. Bean Dip was hella sick, dude. Hey, shout out Bean Dip. If anyone hears this in the Fresno general area that remembers Bean Dip from the local scene. Like,
Bean Dip was solid.
They were fucking awesome. And then they just like, they had like a 3-song EP and to say like, they were so good. And they were like my favorite, dude.
Dude, I can't. I would love that, I think.
Yeah.
This was not that.
Here. Yeah, I remember.
Okay. So I was like,
very emo.
So into him. But then he did the whole, like, I've always wanted to be with an emo chick thing. That kind of weirded me out. But then he proceeded to hit me with like, remember that guy that I think I've told you about, the guy that like really wanted me to be an Asian woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this guy was like that, but
with the emo girl.
Yes. So
you wanted to be more emo.
He's like, you don't cut yourself. I don't know if we can do this
like
anymore.
if
Can you put on some more white blush?
Literally, like I had put some highlights in my hair, and he was like, "That is not you." Like
black.
We did
black,
not.
Please.
We did not last. But then I went from that to I started talking to this guy, and at the time, half my head is shaved. In this dude's defense, I probably do look kind of emo. Like half my head is shaved. I have a lip ring. Like
that's pretty emo. Yeah, like that's like for a female. That's like a kind of like an emo thing. Yeah.
We I went through that phase. I dyed my hair black and straightened it once. Yeah, and my wife's like, never again.
Yeah. I fear that would have worked on me. But I started talking to this guy, and he was pretty normal. But then we went to a bar. And he had gone to the bathroom. So this one guy saw his opportunity and like swooped, right?
Yes.
This, I will never forget it. It was not in a good way. It totally freaked me out. He just came up to me and started like petting my head. Okay. The shaved part. Literally. God. And I was like.
The shaved part.
I was like. I don't even know if I said anything. Like I was like so stunned. He tells me. I would like to pet that all night. And then he goes, interpret that how you will.
Are you interested? Are you interested?
And I was like, pet what? Like, I was like, and then the guy that I was kind of talking to comes out, and I was like,
yeah. I would just be like, does that work for you?
No, literally, I was so sickened.
How many times does that work for you?
I had one that I used to say. I used to have, so one summer, this is when I was 18. I was 18 years old because I had the Saturn, right? I had we called it Black Bumpy because I had that big black bumper on it. And man, we mobbed that thing so hard. And one summer I went to Planned Parenthood and I got... Hear me out, dude. This is a winner. This is the shit I used to pull. Okay. Mm-hmm. I got a bag full of condoms and I put my name and number and I would pass them out to chicks. Right.
Well, you're practicing safe sex.
Yeah. But it got the point across. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
And I used to walk up and be like, you want to get a pizza and fuck? And then if they went like, I'd be like, what? You don't like pizza? Everyone likes pizza. But it would work all the time.
That is bonkers. I would have slapped you.
It would work.
That is insane.
Listen, talking to females is easy, okay? Because if I say something absurd like that, but then after the absurdity is gone, I can engage you in conversation and joke around and be kind and exhibit some intelligence level. Well, then it shows I have a personality. If I just like get shot down and I'm like, well, fuck you then, and I just leave, well, then I'm just clearly an asshole. But it's all... I tell this to my son. It's easy to talk to women. Be interested in them.
Yeah.
Ask them questions about themselves.
Yeah.
It's so easy. You don't need to put in anything about you. Ask them about themselves. Go in there and confidence speaks loudly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you have enough balls just to approach them and say something stupid like this, but then start to talk about them and ask them about themselves, you're in. Because like 90% of the guys, I remember going to parties, there would be one extremely attractive girl. Like the ratios were always off. It was like one really hot girl to like 10 dudes. So basically they would all stand and there would be a group of guys like trying to throw game at them. It was the weirdest scenario ever, right? But the one dude that would like one off on them and be like, hey, come here. That's all you needed to say because all these other guys were so bitch-fisted, they couldn't say anything.
There was one guy, and this did work on me. He was like, he goes, "You look like you date women." And I just kind of sat there and he goes, "I can fix that."
See, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That did work on me. I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
But I also was like, "I do."
I still think
I look like that.
I still think that the condom with my name on it was pretty.
That's
good.
bonkers.
That's pretty.
That was pretty good.
Silks
I liked it.
did, like I've said, Darren, Chris is very like, he's so sweet, but he doesn't like outwardly, like I had to like make him date me type of thing. But the one thing that made it worked was we were texting and he was like, okay, because we had met in a previous life before too, and we were both seeing different people. But then when we were like kind of reconnecting, he was like, okay, I'm gonna fire off like 10 questions and I want you to answer all of them. So of course I answered all of them incorrectly, like totally opposite to what he is. And so I was like, oh, like, haha, like, oh well, you know. And he was like, well, they do say, you know, opposites attract. And then he was like, at least in my case, because my opposite is attractive. He is gonna be really mad that I just said this.
Hold on. I had a similar line. It was, there's two types of people in this world, the haves and the have-nots. Me and you are both halves. You know that two halves make a whole, right?
Oh, Jesus.
It was so bad because you had to say so many sentences to get to it.
Yeah.
Like
they like lost interest.
Yeah, like halfway through,
Are you
they're
still
like,
talking?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're really stretching on that one. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but you know, it's the effort. You know, it's the effort. Here, let's take a stark jump leap somewhere else, because I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm going to go to you first. Who has the best ranch? Best ranch out of the fast food joint.
I don't like any fast food ranch, and I love ranch. I love Red Robin's ranch.
That's the wrong answer. Well, but they ain't fast food.
No, I know. I don't know.
my answer, but I don't know if you're going to like it.
I do like Carl's Jr. Ranch, but it's probably $1,000 to get it. I don't think I like another fast food ranch.
Carl's Jr.'s ranch is clearly the best ranch.
Yeah.
And I will say there's an honorable mention, even though it's nasty, but it works with their food, is Jack in the Box Ranch.
I've never had it.
Jack in the Box Ranch only works with Jack in the Box food.
That's really weird.
But Carl's Jr. Ranch is clearly the best ranch.
What
by
do you
far.
think? You said we weren't.
Yeah, so I don't do a lot of fast food ranches, but I will say, at home, it's Hidden Valley.
Oh,
it's
God.
always Hidden Valley.
Hidden Valley is so sick.
My wife is like the ranch queen. She puts ranch
me
on
too.
everything.
Wait, did she go the make your own ranch?
She doesn't do the make your own.
The
no.
make your own one's
By
the good one.
Mm-hmm.
My wife, my mom growing up, she did the make your own. You know, had the little thing with the shaker. And all that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what I grew growing up. So maybe that's why I like whatever the store bought Hidden Valley. But yeah,
Hidden Valley Ranch is disgusting.
Yeah,
I only have ranch on pizza. Really.
That's it?
Yeah.
But then me and Ed's ranch is the best.
Yeah, out of all the fast food joints, and I know someone's going to throw out Wingstop, and everyone talks about Wingstop Ranch. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But, I would not even consider Wingstop fast food.
No.
You can, it's like,
There's no drive-through.
B-dubs isn't fast food.
Yeah.
But like it is, like you can call it in and get it. But I'm talking about like
the new
standard
to-go places.
Yeah.
Now too.
Mhm.
McDonald's Ranch is absolute garbage.
It's sick.
It's
yeah.
so disgusting. Never
Yeah.
get it. Jack in the Box only works with Jack in the Box food.
That's really strange.
Yeah, it's weird.
BK's ranch is just mayonnaise.
Yeah, BK's Ranch is horrible. Horrible.
What?
Because BK
Dude,
loves
bad.
mayonnaise. They put
Really?
mayonnaise on everything.
Dude, there's so much mayo on everything
so
at
much
BK.
of it, yeah.
But I'm telling you, there is a tang to the Carl's Jr.'s Ranch that's so good. It's like, I love it.
No, I agree. I
And
like
they
Carl's
tried
Jr.'s.
changing it.
Yeah.
And everyone like rioted. It's almost like when they changed the chocolate chip cookie, and I'm still biffed up about that. Do you know that? You don't know this, do you?
What chocolate chip cookie? Who
Okay.
changed it? Why are we so upset?
Okay.
Toll House is still there, right?
Hold on. One of the best chocolate chip cookies anywhere, I'm talking anywhere, bro, and I'm not joking about this, was from Carl's Jr.'s up to about 12 or 13 years ago. Okay. They discontinued that particular cookie.
Yeah.
And then they brought in a lesser cookie. And there's actual Twitter accounts that are dedicated to trying to bring the OG Hardee's Carl's Jr. cookie back, trying to bring it back. And I say, bring it back or give us the recipe. Like, here's the thing. If you're going to take away something good, all right, give us the recipe to make it ourselves.
Right.
Don't just sit on it.
Yeah. Just don't take it away.
Yeah. Don't take it away.
Yeah.
Not cool.
They did have a really good cookie, though. Are you guys crumble people?
No.
I got fat from crumble, for
Hell
real.
no.
So,
Hell no.
yeah. So I dabble with crumble.
I love
I don't
crumble.
dabble anymore because my doctor clearly tells me I can't have any of that anymore. So.
Yeah.
whatever.
I love crumble.
But my wife, she took I was bringing home crumble. She's like, I'm going to beat that. And she started making like these crazy good cookies, like brown butter. She started filling them with chocolate, Reese's, just different. And they were so good. And then it got to the point where I was like, babe, I can only eat a quarter of that thing. It's so rich. Like this is crazy. So that was good. Yeah.
I don't like crumble for a couple reasons. One, we got our options of Cookie Queen, and Cookie Queen crushes it, and she's like a third of the price, dude.
Yeah.
And I'd rather support someone that's local rather than someone that's trying to charge me $40 for 6 cookies.
Oh, it is bonkers.
It's bonkers.
It is
52
bonkers.
for what? There's 12 now?
Maybe
I think it's like a box of 12 for like 40 something.
Insanity.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, it's crazy.
Where I can get
or bundt cakes.
a full dozen of bomb ass cookies. As a matter of fact, Cookie Queen did a recipe. I think I can't quantify this, or qualify this, but I think she was trying to match the recipe from the Carl's Jr. cookie that I always rave about.
Amazing.
And she was close. It wasn't quite there, but it was so close. It was so good.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't justify. I understand that they created a business over there and the overhead, and in order to support your business, like I get it for crumble, right? I get it. But it's hard for me to know, like, I can go buy all the ingredients raw, right? Make my own cookies and still be a third of the price of crumble.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, though. It's expensive. Like, I've had to go buy, like, the supplies for Jamie to make these cookies from scratch. And I'm like, I'm like, how many cookies you getting out of this?
Right, yeah.
Make it make sense.
If you do it right, like you can get like 36 cookies out of one full batch, right?
Yeah.
That brown butter stuff is crazy.
Delicious.
It's so good. It's so good.
Have you had the brown butter cookie company?
They're so
good. Yes, but again, all these cookie companies, because of crumble, are cropping up, and I'm just like, dude, it is hard for me to justify spending that much money knowing I could like make. I did a cookie. It was like kind of me just like playing around with ideas. It was Reese's Cups diced, Butterfingers crumbled. So it was basically a chocolate chip cookie recipe. It was dark chocolate. It was basically the base is
It's basically heaven.
chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
It was dark chocolate chips, 2-to-1. It was 2-to-1 peanut butter chips, chopped up peanut butter cups, all mixed together in the dough. And then I rolled it in Butterfinger crumbles. And I cooked it off, and
That sounds amazing.
it's crack.
Yeah.
It's crack, dude. Like, it's dangerous. You're going to gain weight. Like,
Totally.
not you, because I'm not talking about your weight. I'm talking about
No,
me.
I'm
Okay, I don't
saying
want your friend to come and shiv me in my back.
My boobs gained a cup size from
It's not a bad thing.
From crumble.
One boob is crumble, the other boob is McDonald's. It's so sick.
Silk's number one place.
Why?
That's all I learned.
Literally.
All I learned from the podcast is Silk's loves McDonald's.
I love the fact that Elliot was saying that Silks is a feeder.
Which is so funny because every girlfriend he's had before me is like so skinny.
Like rail thin.
Yeah.
I just think women look great with just a little bit of a figure.
No, he
There's
literally
nothing wrong
told me
with
I'm
that.
the big. He told me that I have the biggest boobs he's ever seen in person, and I'm like, who have you been sleeping with? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Wow.
Oh my God. Oh.
I love that I get to wear that, but like, what?
Yeah, you're like,
And I'm like, okay.
what does that say about you that you like feel sad for him?
I don't know.
When, like he says that and then you feel bad for
I'm
him.
like,
You're
oh my God.
Where have you been putting your pee-pee?
I know, you poor baby. God.
Oh,
so sad.
You should have been like, well, you have the biggest dick I've ever seen my whole life. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. You know that.
What do I do with all of that?
Yeah. Like the moment you like, ladies, if you want just to make your man feel like the greatest man in the world, say that. Like the moment he drops his pants, go like this. I don't know if I can handle that. We all know you can clearly handle it.
It's on me.
Whoa! Whoa! So big.
Oh my gosh.
It's too much. Get that thing away from me. I can't.
Buy him some like white Chris Brown pants. I remember watching that. I don't know, it was a VMAs, and my wife's like, "Oh, Chris Brown's gonna perform," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," and he gets up there and he's got white pants on. I'm like, "Have you seen what I'm seeing?"
You all the two of them are doing an amazing job.
That is wild. And I'm like, I'm gonna go cry.
Have you
in the bedroom
ever
with the door closed?
Have you ever, like, when a guy disrobes? I think I've asked you this before, but like, you could not hold in either your disappointment. Like you couldn't help be like
just a big sigh.
Yeah.
Like,
I do have a really funny situation that happened to me.
Okay.
Where, okay. Mom, stop listening. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So
5, 6, 7.
This guy on like, I don't know if we were on a date or if we were just texting. But we knew each other, but I can't remember like what we were doing. But he told me that he didn't like BJ's. I don't know if I can say that.
You can. Yeah.
Okay. He told me that he didn't like them, and I was like, "That's odd." Well, okay. I'm all, wow. I'm so disappointed that I don't have to do that. Darn!
You don't say.
God, I'm so sick by that. So I was like, oh, all right. Well, come to find out. Probably because it wouldn't have been possible.
Oh my God.
Wow.
In the sense of not that he was too large.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
I get it now.
Like
was he self-aware enough to be like, hey, I'm gonna warn you?
No.
I almost feel like a dude that knows that should warn the woman like, hey.
But no, I don't even know if he like knew. Like you would think this man was packing the heat. Like he was like,
his confidence was there.
You, confidence goes a far way, gentlemen. Yeah. That's what you gotta learn.
I remember I was in the salon one day before he and I had hooked up, and my client had her boyfriend or husband with her at the time, and I was telling them this story. I was like, it's really weird. Like, I've never talked to a guy that was like, don't go down there. Well, stay away from that, you know? And he was like, like, I remember the boyfriend was like, that seems weird. Like, as a man, like, I don't know. That seems weird.
What do you mean?
Like he was agreeing with me. Like, why would he not want you to do that?
Yeah,
like,
this is before she knew.
This is before I had actually like hooked up with him. So like this like guy that was in the salon with
he was waving the red flags.
He's like he was like because I was like I don't. Maybe he's had like a really traumatic experience. Like I have heard from my
maybe he was really into sharks as a kid.
Well, like I have heard like from my guy friends like
someone had braces. There was an accident.
Yes. Like I've heard some stories where I'm like, okay, I could see how that would make me really nervous to ever do that again. But he was like, no, like something's off. So I was like, okay. Well, then I made it like my life's mission to make it happen.
to do it.
Yeah. This is my problem.
Just is like,
no. Before I saw it, I was like, somehow I'm going to like, just because I need to know why. I need to know why. Like, I'm going to make it my life's mission to figure this out. And I found out.
What did you do? You did it. Yeah. No.
Nope.
Really?
I'm telling you, I couldn't have.
Is this because I remember the story of micropenis.
That was him.
Oh,
like
okay. Because that was I didn't know about that until after that. So I had to like God forbid I look up micropenis and I'm like, whoa, that's a real thing.
Okay, so I'm not like packing a huge donger, but I'm happy with my penis size. Yeah. Right. I'm not.
That's great. I'm really happy for you.
Most confident
a lot of men aren't. right? And they either overcompensate one way or the other. I'm perfectly fine with the size of my junk.
Where do you think all these lifted trucks came from?
Obviously. Yeah.
With literal nuts on them. So I'm fine with my stuff. Do you feel, and I'll ask you and you, okay, because like sometimes I feel like the boob job is one of the greatest things in the world. Because I'm like, if a woman doesn't feel confident in the size of her chest because of whatever reason, she can take ownership over that, get a boob job and feel confident. Yeah, and guys are all about it. It's perfectly, you know what I mean? Like
100%.
these are good things. That's a good thing.
Confidence builder.
Totally.
Do you think if you do have micropene, you should get a penile implant?
If it was me, I probably would.
I think like if the option should be there.
I get that you don't know what life is like outside of that.
Yeah.
But I guarantee it's probably better.
Because it's weird. I have a theory that a lot of like the incel dudes and the guys that get credit, like literally have very small penises. Like the dudes that are taking the time on Twitter to just be horrible to women or whatever. I feel like they probably have very small penises because society and women feel the same way. Like women are already judged by the size of their boobs or how pretty they are. A lot of men feel inadequate if they don't have a donger that can satisfy a woman. Yeah. They're forgetting the point that there is a litany of sex toys and sexual acts that you can do to satisfy a woman to make her satisfied. Yeah. But if they're lacking in that space, they usually lash out in anger. Yeah. And I feel like we should encourage, just like anyone would encourage like a woman to get a boob job, we should encourage men to be like, dude, just get the implant. Feel better.
Oh, totally.
Get the implant.
Well, and I
don't know how good they are. You know what I mean? Like,
so I actually know somebody that has transitioned from female to male, full shindig. Yeah. Full peen, the whole kit and caboodle.
Really? They say how expensive it was?
No.
I'm interested in that.
I know. I wonder.
Because it has to be horrible. It has.
Well, and they take like a graft out of, at least in this particular situation, a graft out of like his arm. Yeah. And insert it, or I don't know what they do. I don't know how they do it. But I had asked him, I'm like, I'm dying to know. Like, do you feel the same? Does it feel normal?
Yeah.
Because I actually have a client that transitioned male to female, full shebang, and she can have.
I thought they lose all of it.
I think that it's probably different. I'm sure, but she doesn't know a difference.
Yeah, you would never know the difference.
Right.
So it's like she can still orgasm and the whole.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That blows my mind because I thought that when you do that, I have one of my greatest friends in the world. Oh, to the commenter. My conservative geriatric self, his best friend is a transitioning male to female transgender person. So, but I'm so fucking conservative. I was always like, hey, you really need to know your body and what you want during this process, because I think you lose your sexual gratification. I think you lose it when that happens. And if that's what you need, I support you, but just understand,
it's not the same.
It's not the same. Yeah. And I'm like, those are like big things. These are the conversations that I was having with her before she even came out. Yeah. These are years ago. And I'm like, you want to have kids? You're going to have to make sure that you save your genetic material. Yeah. Like you're going to have, be aware that this is different. To circle back to like the dude aspect of this, is like, we should be encouraging for them to like take control, and it should be an accepted thing. But I don't think, this is my theory, because I haven't like researched on it. I'm sure Elliot has a lot, but
Elliot
I don't
does research.
Yeah. And this, yes, I don't.
If he's passionate enough about it.
Yeah. I don't think that the technology is good enough as far as like how boob jobs. I mean, we've worked that thing over to where like they look great, they look natural, they lie natural.
They feel natural.
They feel natural. Yeah. Like that has been worked over. The tech is there, dude. I don't think the tech is there to like turn a micropene into like even just a normal size donger.
Well, can I ask something stupid? I have heard, and I could be totally wrong, obviously, but I have heard that your guys' penises are like, a lot of it is still inside of you. So can you maybe like stretch that out?
I think there's a couple of things. What they're saying is kind of yes and kind of no. It also has to do with your estrogen levels and how much fat you're holding on your body as well.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of my friends, I always mess with them and they're like, I have an 8-inch penis. I'm like, are you measuring from your taint? Like what do you,
where are you starting?
Like where are you starting the measuring at, dude?
Their belly button.
One of my friends say, and I knew he was a liar. And I'm just like, shut the fuck. Go around. It's just like your homie that's always like, I have a mustard dick.
I want to
like,
see
let me
it
see
so
it.
bad.
He's
I
like,
tell him all the time. I'm like, bring it out.
Yeah. Just take it
show
out.
Me.
Just show me real quick. Yeah, just show me real quick. I think that they need to do for the penile implant. I bet you a lot of those dudes that are like hateful, misogynistic assholes overnight start just loving life again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Take care of your small donger. And then guess what? You're living a normal life, bud. Be a little and stop hating women.
Life got a little less aggressive.
Life became a little bit easier because now you're not so insecure about your small junk. Now, with that being said, we're going to talk to the cool sponsor next that's going to be able to deal with the fact that we're transitioning over talking about balls. And you'll know exactly who that is next. We'll be right back.
They say crack kills, and there isn't a scarier crack than the one behind you, but definitely the one in front of you. A cracked windshield can lead to a lot of problems, including getting a ticket. And if you're a baller on a budget like me, you know you can't afford no damn ticket. Thankfully, I know the perfect window response team willing to help. And they're so helpful that they even accept all insurances. It's your friends over at Old Town Auto Glass. With over 25 years of experience, these guys are your neighborhood heroes. From windshield repairs, replacements, and even camera recalibration, because some places don't even give you that. Old Town Auto Glass is the friendliest windshield support in the Central Valley. They are even so committed to helping you, they're even willing to drive to you with their mobile service, guaranteeing your safety so you don't have to deal with any cracks, except for maybe the one or two I'm about to make. Look, I crack jokes all the time, but if there's one thing I've realized when it comes to windshield repairs, you'll be laughing at how easy it was to call Old Town Auto Glass. So call now at 559-472-3446 or go online for a quote today.
And we're back.
So back.
Whoa! We are so back. Welcome back to the Do Over podcast. So there's a couple of conversations off here that we were having, and I feel like we clearly need to talk about this, the injustice of the male restroom. And we're going to do this without being as gross, but we're going to try to not be gross. But I'm telling you right now, I don't know what happens in these places, but the men's restroom is a horrendous place.
It's sickening.
Public men's restrooms are probably, you know how I was talking about when you go on Twitter, you read comments, it makes you lose hope in society?
Yeah, 100%.
You will lose hope in male society the moment you walk into a male's public restroom, because you're like, what happened here? Like, in what world does someone do this and just walk away from it?
Right.
Like,
are you okay?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And Darren was giving us a story about the female restroom where he works. Go ahead and explain.
No, okay. So in my job, I go to a lot of different medical offices. And,
explain what you do.
So I'm technically, I guess it'd be surgical sales, but I'm not the sales guy. I'm the guy that comes in after they buy the device, and I'm the one that helps implement and use it. It's for cataract surgery. It's awesome. I love my job, but I go to a lot of different medical offices and I work with them in clinic to help them with our product. And so I experience a lot of different bathrooms. And there's this one bathroom that I have in my territory that they bought a bidet during COVID because they were, afraid they were going to run out of toilet paper.
Yeah.
But the thing was I didn't use the bidet. It's the seat. It's heated. And it was glorious. It was a beautiful seat. And I would literally use their bathroom every time I was in the office because I was like, well, if I get down the road, it's not going to be as nice as this bathroom.
Oh, no.
Right. And then I would come out and, you have to understand in these clinics, the majority of the staff are female. And I'd be like, hey, your guys' bathroom
is something else.
Incredible. They're like, yeah. And I'm like, do you know how many, no other office has a heated seat? This is incredible.
You can have a men's restroom next to a female's restroom, and the men's restroom looks like literal war went down in there.
Why is it? Why?
Hold
I
on.
don't know.
The women's restroom will look pristine.
Not
I have
always.
seen there mostly.
Yeah.
I have seen couches and lounge chairs in women's restrooms for them to just kick it. It is such an unfair proposition.
But it is strange to have a couch there. Like, I'm not going to be lounging on the couch while someone's dropping a deuce 2 feet from me. Like,
Well,
that's
you guys
weird.
do go to the bathroom in like a group,
Like in
setting.
groups.
Yeah.
So maybe there's people that just have to go sit
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
And like, wait,
and not go pee.
I have walked into a men's restroom. How do I do this without being gross?
You can't.
Just do it.
The worst one that I remember. Well, I had a story when I was a kid, and this is probably the reason why I don't like public restrooms in the first place. You want that story real quick? I think
Yeah.
I've told it. My dad used to, back in the day, I don't think they really have them anymore. Now, if you want to know, because I have, it's not a phobia, but I hate using public restrooms. Hate them. Just because they feel filthy to me. But when I was a kid, back in my day, before you hit like Starbucks, which is always great, because Starbucks is like a one-off, private, clean, typically clean. And believe it or not, Chevron bathrooms are usually upkept pretty well. Okay.
Shout out Starbucks.
Shout out Chevron.
Yeah.
If you're like on the road, hit a Bucks, right?
Yeah.
My dad, we used to go on these road trips and there was rest stops.
Yep.
Right. So rest stops back when being gay was more acceptable was notoriously male sex hangouts for other men. You've heard the stories.
We've all seen something about Mary.
Yes. So I walked in with my dad, used the restroom, and it was jam-packed. Like so many, I think this is like in Texas or somewhere because we were going to Oklahoma. Jam-packed. And we both walk in and I could tell my dad was a little uneasy at first because he felt like something was wrong. Goes to the stall because he was going to be like, go in there and like stay outside while I use the restroom. When he opens it up, there is a man with his donger out and another man there.
Oh my gosh.
And my dad grabs me by my shirt and he's like, we're out. And I was like, and
Why, Dad?
I was so young that I didn't understand. I did not understand.
Trauma.
I'm like, but I have to use the bathroom. He's like, we'll go down the road. I'm like, why? Like, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I just thought my young brain, because I was like 6 or 7 at the time, was thinking like, oh, he's special needs and needs help.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, because like how my dad helps me, you know, he's special needs and he needs help.
Like my dad helps me.
Well, no, not like that. Well, you get what I mean. Yeah.
He's special needs too, and my dad helps me.
Like how my dad was gonna like watch the door as I'm going in there. I
Yeah.
thought it was like a special needs
situation
adult,
like that. Yes.
like that.
Yes.
And I did not realize it until like, when you sit and you have those random memories, you're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
what was happening.
Yeah.
I think I figured that out when I was like 20. But ever since then, I can't stand public restrooms.
Yeah.
I can't stand them at all. The worst male bathroom I ever went into, it literally had no doors. Someone had removed all
Gotta
the doors.
love those. Gotta love those.
What?
No doors on
Yeah.
the stalls. And there was literal human feces on every single seat.
Yeah.
Every seat.
Pardon me.
Because they're doing the hover.
They're like
then
sitting
they
and trying to
don't-
hit it
Clean it.
because they're asshole people.
Yeah.
It's like the people that don't put their carts back.
Yeah.
They're the people that leave a mess and leave it for someone else.
That's
Someone's going
rough.
to get paid. It's disgusting.
Sorry.
That's
It is
typically
disgusting.
your park. Your park bathroom is the one that has
Yes.
the doors on it.
And I'm thinking to
usually.
myself, why? Like, who's
Right.
doing this?
Yeah.
Like, who is a normal human being that does this? And it seems so prevalent in all of these bathrooms. And like, you walk in, there'll be just blood on the floor.
And it's like, who's bleeding?
What's going on in here?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I think you guys have it good on the female front.
There's been one experience. I think I told you, remember when I went to Montana last summer?
Mhm.
And there was one experience that I have not recovered from. We went to some national park over there.
Mhm.
I had to pee so bad. I'm gonna pee my pants.
Right.
And my mom's like, same. So we go to this bathroom and there's like 3 stalls. the biggest stall looks like someone put their feet on the toilet and aimed behind them.
Oh my gosh.
How?
And
how, dude?
it was everywhere. I walked out. My mom went to the stall next to it like a freak. I walked out. I said, I can't. I'm holding it.
Right.
I held it for like 3 more hours.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I was like, and it was the only bathroom around. I went to somebody because it was inside the like lodge.
Right.
I went to someone working there and I was like, I don't know who's in charge of that.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, give them a raise for this because what the actual ever-loving fuck is that?
I guess you call a bio team in for that one.
Literally. And I'm like, but number two, someone needs to clean that. I'm like, I am so
Number two for
traumatized.
sure.
Literally. I'm like, I am so traumatized.
Oh
But
my gosh.
that did traumatize me because I'm like, if I'm with somebody, last week I took my nieces to Target. I made my oldest niece go in the bathroom before me. I'm horrible. I'm a horrible aunt. I said, go in there.
Go check it out. Do the scouting.
Yeah, I want to make sure it's clean.
Is it clean?
Yeah, and she was like, okay. And so she's like, what am I looking for? And I was like, poop on the wall.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Dude, I'm telling you, the best male bathrooms that I've seen, Valerie O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Hot and Talking, local podcast. Okay. You can go check them out too. Not affiliated with us. I just want to give them a little plug. So her place, they have the beauty bungalows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you're aware.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of guys there.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I go there, I always use the restroom before I get a massage, right? I walk in and it's the perfect layout. The stall is like a heavy core door that goes all the way to the ground with like a frosted glass that has a personal lock on it. So it's almost like a bathroom within a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
You have space and it's ground floor. Like, cause dude, you'll be doing your business and dudes will literally walk by and look under the
No,
thing.
they do the crack.
Yeah.
I look through the crack.
They look to see if you're in there and like I clinch up. I'm like,
And why do they do that?
because they don't want to open the door if you're in there.
Why would they open the door?
Because they're dudes. They're not.
The doors aren't always open.
Yeah.
When we go in the,
Well, the door's locked.
All public restrooms, okay, we could take gender completely out of it so we don't have this problem, just have restrooms. If within the restrooms, they had their own enclosures.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If every restroom had its own enclosure with its own lock.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter who's in what restroom ever. You have your own private space to do your business, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's how they should be made. Like, I'm telling you.
Whoever makes public restrooms needs to be fired.
Yeah.
Dude,
For
we
sure.
used to have troughs. Literal troughs with ice thrown in them.
What's the ice for?
I don't know. Maybe splash bag?
I think it helps clean it. I don't know.
Dude, any ballpark that you went to between
there was
1980 and 2010, it was literal troughs of ice that everyone
had
would
to
just
pee
line
on
up
the
and
ice?
pee on the ice. Yes.
Did the ice not melt? Pee's warm.
I'm sure it did.
No, I'm sure it did. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Why that was a thing.
Do you just like pee next to each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say the scariest bathroom though, it's always the pit toilets at a remote campground, and you go in there and pit toilet, right? It's a, solid 30, 40 foot drop into a black abyss. But then, you try to judge how many spiders are going to be in the pit toilet by looking out and seeing how many spiders are currently in the actual room where you're sitting. And you're just like the whole time, just like, I want to get a black widow on my gooch. Like,
Oh my God. Ew.
Yeah. Dude, have you never been
Okay.
camping and seen pit toilets?
I
It's
don't
the
camp.
scariest
Look
thing.
at it. Look at it.
You know what I'm looking at is all of that in the back. Those are pee stains.
That's what we were.
That's just calcium.
That's what we were degraded to. Was that this was so standard. There's still places that have that, by the way.
And so when you're peeing next to each other, do you make eye contact?
I try to just do my business and go.
I would make the person next to me probably so uncomfortable.
Start laughing.
Jess is the person, dude. There's so
I'm all
there would be like, and this happened like the
sorry, huh?
bathroom etiquette is so weird with some people. Like, you'll go in,
Yeah.
there will be a line of toilets,
Yeah.
or not toilets, but like urinals.
Urinals.
Okay, So like you'll walk up to the one at the far left.
Yeah.
And there's a whole row.
Someone stands.
And someone will stand right next to you. And you're like, bro, why do we need to be this close right now?
Maybe he's just being courteous. So in case multiple others come, it's like a line.
No, it's not being self-aware.
Yeah, there's
like,
that. And then there's my new dad pet peeve is, I have a 6-year-old, right?
Yeah.
So, or 5. He can't use the normal size urinal. So he's got to use like the shorter ones.
Yes.
But then you'll have all these urinals and there's one dude, full grown man, using the short one. And I'm
maybe he has little pee.
I'm like, dude, you're clearly tall enough to use the normal.
Or maybe he just wants to feel like he's super hung.
I'm just like, dude, my kid's got to go here.
Yeah.
He's going to pee on your leg if you don't move up because I can't pick him up to pee in the normal uniform.
I'm telling you, man, for anything that you do, stall it up, man. Like, because it's the most comfortable you're going to be in a public restroom. You get to close the door and lock it. Okay. Do your business and go. That's it. Stall it up. I firmly believe all the public restrooms should have 10, like eliminate all of the others, 10 toilets behind a locked door.
And there should be a personal vent in every bathroom or every stall.
I'm saying
it
yes,
needs to be loud.
That would make it more expensive, obviously. I'm just saying the comfort level, like you'll get shout outs like Starbucks, genderless restrooms. It's one per serve and everyone likes to go there. And guess what happens? They're known for having good toilets.
Yep.
So when they go there, guess what they do when they're done? They buy a coffee.
Yeah.
Or they buy a coffee. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant marketing scheme.
Yeah.
Now, with all that being said, since we are on the topic of urine.
Yes.
Darren's got something.
Yeah, Orky, you got that article?
Why are we talking about that?
So this came across my feed and I was intrigued to find out more. So urine of a diabetic person can be so sweet that it can be purified and made into high-end single malt whiskey.
Because of the sugar in the urine.
Yeah. So this guy, it was, I guess his name is James Gilpin. He's a designer and researcher who works on implementation of new biomedical technologies. He's also got type 1 diabetes. So he was, figuring out how to take his own urine and basically treat it, purify it, I should say, and then add it to the fermentation process. But he did find out it has to be elderly urine. And so it says in his study, he used his own as well as collected from his grandmother to create this whiskey. And he made whiskey. And so I got, I kind of went down this deep dive on this.
Why?
And I don't know, because, I like whiskeys.
Oh my God.
And so I brought in, I was able to find it.
Are you fucking with me right now?
So I brought in some, and I brought in some regular whiskey. And I wanted to see if, Jess, you could taste the difference.
No.
Yes,
No.
It's just
no.
Dude, it's chemistry. It's chemistry. It's just whiskey. It's
There's
chemistry.
pee in one of them.
No, it's been processed. It's not pee.
Are you kidding me? Where did you find it?
It took a while to find. But again, fortunately, I'm on the road a lot for work, so I was able to.
You can tell that one
commandeer
has
it.
pee in it. Are you playing a prank?
No, Jess, it's processed. It's not.
I'm
no
not
longer,
doing that.
Dude, it's no longer urine. It's no longer urine. It is
this
whiskey.
You're playing a prank. You're pranking me.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Look at your face.
I'm laughing because you don't.
Ork, do you want to try it?
Ork, you want to try it?
Oh, here we go.
All right, here.
Orky.
Orky.
All right.
You're on Jess's camera, by the way.
I'm gonna gag.
Oh,
Sorry,
yes.
my bad.
All right, so I have them here for you. I know which one it is. And so I want to see if you can figure out and know which one.
I'm literally feeling like I'm gonna throw up right now.
Dude, it's no longer pee, though. That's the point. Chemistry is hell of a thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Orky doesn't drink, so he's like, oh.
You need some coffee? Do you need to wash it down? I'm so sick.
Oh.
All right. Which one?
Which one's the pee?
Which one do you think?
I think this one. Green.
Dude, you nailed it. You nailed it. Congratulations.
Orky.
I have a little bit more. You want to try it? Jess?
I'm gonna throw up. Why did he know that?
Well,
Does it?
I would have tried
it. Taste like
Dude,
pee?
listen. It's no longer pee. It's
Let me
whiskey.
sniff it. Let me just sniff it.
Yeah, here, have her sniff it.
But I already want to puke. I seriously am like gaggy. You're lying to me. What are you laughing
Dude,
about?
it's because it's funny that you're about to puke. It's no longer
Look, he's
pee.
playing a prank.
Do you know how hard it was to find this?
Oh, I hate whiskey. I literally, I hate
Did you
whiskey.
just try it?
No,
Oh.
I just hate whiskey that bad. I've thrown it up before. So
Taste it. Give it like a little taste.
are you bonkers?
I'm not bonkers. Just take a little taste.
I
Just go like
know.
this. Just a little boop, boop, boop. Here, hand it to me.
And again, and again, to the credit here, it's high end. High end.
Now, understand that I am 17 years sober. I'm not going to be actually drinking this. I'm going to put it on my palate.
And it's when they developed it, it was called Pisky.
It tastes like whiskey.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like.
So once fermented into a clear alcohol spirit, whiskey blends are
Because-
added to give color, taste, and
Yeah.
viscosity.
like, look,
Viscosity, I think, is very important.
Drink it.
dude, listen to me. Wait, before you do. Urine is Jess, urine's sterile. If it went through a chemical
I
process of
understand
separate,
that.
but if it goes through a chemical process, it is no longer urine. And then they did it. They fermented it into whiskey.
That's
It's pisky.
Yeah.
sick.
And then apparently he got this original idea from a pharmaceutical company that supposedly set up a factory next to an old people's home and would swap cushions and soft toys for residents' urine. They'd then process the urine to remove the chemicals that had passed straight through dilapidated endocrine systems. I don't know what that means.
Endocrine.
Okay. Yeah. And patients would then be put straight back into new medicine. So
You're not going to taste it?
Are you
Look,
fucking
me,
crazy?
Darren, and Orky all
tastes like
taste.
whiskey.
You just tasted someone old's pee.
No, we all
Well-
tasted. Well, I didn't technically take a sip, but we all got the flavor of the pisky, and it tastes like whiskey.
I will put it against my lips like
Okay.
you did.
Okay.
Why is your face like that?
Because you're freaking out, and we're trying to explain to you that science is amazing.
Yeah. Science.
You're
is cool.
full of something's not right.
Nothing's not right.
Everything's not right. 9.
Do it. Pisky.
Elliot would try it.
Elliot would
Elliot
definitely
is
try
an
it.
alcoholic.
He
you
is
guys.
though, for sure.
He'd probably get hooked. He'd be like
He'd be cool
my
with
Kava
it.
story.
Yeah.
Elliot would be hooked.
You got to do more. You got to.
Okay, if I throw up,
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Darren, hold your hands out because I'm
Darren.
gonna throw up in
Oh,
your hands
stop.
if I barf.
You're not gonna hork. I promise you.
He's this bag.
Your fanny pack that you brought.
You're a G, Jess. Just know that. Here, put up.
I literally have us tattooed on me, and
Yeah.
you're gonna make me drink pisky now.
I'm not making you.
You're literally
This
like
is
I'm here
1000%
fresh.
I didn't even say
voluntary.
take a sip. I said just like taste it. You know.
If I take a shot of
Orc
this,
said it
what
was
do
good.
I get?
I don't know the notoriety of being a down ass bitch.
Yeah.
I already have that.
You're
I
pretty
know.
hard.
Yeah, you're pretty hardcore.
So what? What
What
do
else?
I have now?
What else do I get? How much money?
How
do you
much
give
money
me?
do I get
How
out
much
of
money
this?
do I get?
Hey, Liddy Jams.
Lady
Hey, Little
Gems.
Gems.
How much
I just want to
money?
say the moon and the stars, they move because I love you so much.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot this,
Okay.
and I'm gonna throw up.
No, you're not.
My
Just use
gosh,
your.
Don't throw up on
If you're
me.
gonna puke,
That's
don't-
way more.
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
biological. No.
If you're gonna shoot it, use your coffee as a chaser.
Okay.
It'll help. Okay. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just. There you go. That's a good way to go.
Oh,
That's
she's
right.
hard.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
She did the pisky. Oh man. See, it tastes like whiskey.
Yeah.
It tastes like normal whiskey.
Solid. Hey,
I'm I'm literally
Hey.
crying right now.
Hey,
It
listen.
was normal whiskey.
It was just whiskey.
That'd be so hard to find. I wouldn't be able to find that. You
No
were
one
the
can get our
champ,
hands
though.
on any pisky.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think we can move
Yeah.
mountains, Jess? Okay. You start calling around looking for pisky.
I'm literally crying.
You have to go to the dark web.
I went on the dark web. Went down a rabbit hole. No. I feel when I come on, I'm trying to get more involved with Jess. You did it. You did
Well,
great.
no, here's the thing, though. She did
That
not
was-
know it was normal whiskey.
I still hate normal whiskey.
Yeah, she still hates it, but she did it. And this goes back to what I was saying.
That's right.
Be down for the count, have
Yeah.
thick skin, and Jess proved once again she's a down-ass bitch.
I'm
That's
sure
all
there'll
saying.
be a voicemail for me.
Oh, yeah. Someone's going to call you conservative
Shout
shithead
out all
asshole.
Jess's fans. You're
Yeah.
awesome. You're down for her, and I love it. So.
I knew something was up. Y'all don't trust my intuition. I know what's up. Oh my God. That was so disgusting. I can't.
Yeah, it was whiskey.
Round of applause for Jess.
Oh
Hey,
my God.
you amaze me every single day. Every single time you
Thanks.
come in, it reminds me the reason why I feel like you have it, because you unknowingly took a shot of the pisky, even though it's
The
not
pisky.
pisky. And you know
Pisky.
what? I appreciate you for that, and I love you and your shitty doo-doo baby buckets. We love you so much.
Shitty dude.
That's my name in his phone. So whenever he tells Siri to call me, it's like a whole situation.
Calling
it.
shitty doo-doo baby buckets.
Love it.
Should we try to call Elliot?
He's not going to answer.
You don't
I think
think?
we should. Should be studying.
I think we should call him too. Here, let's see if we can get the roadcaster.
Is he out of town right now?
I was trying to give him advice on places to study yesterday. My favorite when I was in college was the brewery. So
Yeah. Go ahead and get drunk.
Worked
and
really
then-
well.
Yeah. Here, let's
That actually doesn't sound too bad.
It wasn't bad. No.
super simp. That's his name in my phone. All right, here we go. Come on,
He is a
Elliot.
super.
Elliot. Come on, Elliot. Come on, Elliot. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Do it. Answer. I dare you. Answer the phone.
He's not going to do it.
Answer the phone, Elliot. Elliot, answer the phone. Damn it.
Your call has been
Damn
forwarded
it!
to voicemail.
Yeah,
Hold
The
on.
person you're
You know
trying
what
to
that
reach
means.
is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have
Oh
finished
my
recording,
God.
you may hang up.
Elliot. We're over here missing our boy. We even have to do the Elliot voice because you're not here.
Do
Oh,
it.
me and the lady jams and the
Oh.
moons and the stars with the dolphins and they come up into the lady jams. I love you so much. And then you have the
Mhm.
audacity to learn instead of answering the phone. I thought I meant something to you, Elliot.
Can't you do both?
Yes.
He can't
Yes.
multitask like that.
You can't multitask. You can't answer the phone and say how much you love me, Jess, and Darleen.
I miss you.
We miss you,
I
Elliot.
miss you, Pookie.
We miss you
Wookie.
so much. Hanging up the phone. All right, let's FaceTime.
Yeah,
He's not going to answer.
No, I'm not going to FaceTime.
to.
I must say, though, and I'm not going to say this in front of his face, okay?
What?
Because I'm going to compliment him. He is really rising to the occasion. I'm an extremely proud radio dad.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew Elliot had it in him, but I feel like he always undersold himself and not underperformed because he performed, but I feel like he underachieved, right? Where he could do more and he did not do more. Lady James comes into the picture and he realizes, oh shit, I need to do this
Mhm.
because I don't want to lose this.
Yep.
And that's
Beautiful.
usually like if you're younger and you're listening to this, not typically like 30, 35, 40. If you're in that age and you're not like, you don't have it, right? You're not doing anything. It's really hard to change that. But if you're like in the 25, 28, 29 range, I was lost during that time. Lost. Had no idea. Elliot in a leadership seminar now. So
He's in a leadership
Yeah.
seminar.
So no FaceTime?
Oh.
yeah. So
Can't do
So
that?
you can't talk?
oh, let's just respond to him. So no FaceTime. FaceTime. However, I knew he could do a lot more, and for years I'd be like, Elliot, get your license. You don't even need to work a lot. You'll work with me. I'll help you out. You get some extra money. You know what I mean? It'll work around your schedule because I have the legit same schedule. And he was like, no, it doesn't interest me. And like, it got to the point where I was like, dude, are you going to do anything? Like, he's an all or nothing guy. Like, he would tell me about how he's going to get his pilot license. I'm like, really? Is that what we're going to do? You know what I mean? It's like, come on. I think now he's being realistic. He knows that he can't just walk into a career and what he wants to do. So he needs to go to school for it. He knows he needs to make money. So he is splitting the podcast, his other jobs, and school, and he's managing all of it. And I'm extremely proud of him. Extremely proud of him because it was a sink or swim thing. And the first week that we did this podcast, you could tell he was in
shambles.
Yes, he was messed up.
Yeah.
But since then, he's really rose to the occasion. So I'm extremely proud of that kid.
I am too.
And I do want to make fun of him because that's what we do here. We make fun of each other. And I will always never not make fun of Elliot. That's for sure. That's why I'm complimenting him when he's gone. Okay? I'll say the nice things when he's not here.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Like, I bet he has the biggest feet we've ever seen.
Probably the hugest.
Literally.
Probably
You know
way
what that
bigger than
means.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that huge wiener.
Huge wiener.
I just know it.
Huge wiener, huge
Yeah.
feet. That's
Yeah.
what we know.
Yeah.
Now,
Shout out Lady Jams too, because again, it just showed, like, you could see it's always just, it's refreshing to have someone behind you that's in your corner that is driving you. And I think that's to what you were saying, if you're in your 20s and your 30s and if you're dating and there's someone that is like there to make you better and you feel yourself being better because you were with that person, that's the person.
dude, I 1,000,000% got my shit together because of Sarah Vegan. Period. Because I wanted her in my life. Period. I had a lot of growing I had to do as a person in order to maintain that because we did break up for like a year. I continuously put myself in the shit to keep that woman in my life. So you got to find that person that makes you want to be better.
Got to find that person.
How cute. You guys
Now-
are a bunch of gumdrops.
Let's do some Drew's news. This just in. Our president will decide if he's going to start World War III in about 2 weeks. Thank God there's a clock.
Y'all don't want to know my opinion about that guy.
Well,
I know, we're a very not opinionated
political. Oh, I'm
podcast,
opinionated. I hate all of them.
Right. But I know we don't lean one way or the other, but he's fucking a clown. So,
Hey, you said it.
He's a scary one though.
Yeah.
So I think has got a lot of other countries on their toes.
And that's the thing. We're running a fine line right now between, okay, are we going to exercise American might? And is that going to make matters worse? Or is it going to stop matters?
Yeah. It's scary.
It is scary because, as we were saying last week, every single end of the world prophecy has started in Jerusalem.
Yep.
And when you now go and watch yesterday, as a matter of fact, in the morning, the strikes on, I don't want to be a conspiracy theory guy, but I'm gonna say something that's kind of out of pocket. So please take it for what it's worth. I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. That's the problem with all these fucking podcasts. People go up here and speak very matter of factly about things, and then Joe Rogan's like, "Whoa," and then 100 million people are like, "Yeah, that's real." Okay, it's not. I'm just saying, I could see. Okay, so to cover our asses, I could see, right? The Iran Israel thing, I could see Israel getting intel on something, and that's why they so blatantly did what they did. I could also see Benjamin Netanyahu staging an attack to have an excuse to do it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's what he did, okay? And I'm not saying that that's real. I could definitely see when you have the world's pressure to stop what they're doing in Palestine and losing support.
Yeah.
I could see him doing it. Did I say that's what happened? No. Okay. I'm not saying that's what happened. I feel like, and I'm going to buttress back off on what I was saying a couple weeks ago, which is, dude, this is a religious war with two factions of people and a lot of innocent people caught in the middle of two asshole governments. And this probably will not end well. America's involvement directly in it, I believe, is not something that we need to do or should do.
No.
That's me personally. That's not a political take. That is just a self-preservation take. I think that we have been wrapped into so many Middle Eastern wars for so long that it's like, dude, I mean, let's spend that money on feeding kids.
Mhm.
Okay. Like, let's feed poor kids. How about that? You know what I mean? However, he's the president, commander in chief of the military. He's going to do what he's going to do. And we'll have to wait to see how that cracks off. But hopefully we're not on the edge of World War III, guys. Yeah. And that's the only thing I'm talking about that.
Can I say something?
Yes.
So circling back to like the end of the world prophecies, because I was raised the way that I was, I know quite a bit about the Bible and what it talks about with like the end times and stuff. And a lot of it lines up, and that scares me so bad.
Yeah,
I will say, and I like try to remind my wife of this too, because we both go to church and we're God-fearing people, and I think the thing you have to remember though is Jesus said, "You will not know
the day. Or
you
the
will
time.
not know the day or the time," and that's the thing. It's like I feel everybody tries to figure it out, everybody tries to put it together, and everybody wants to get likes and views and feeds and everything else. So it's really hard, especially now too. It's like, where you get your information from and what that looks like. And I try to do all these different news outlets, even some that are overseas that take maybe a non-biased approach.
I know this is going to sound scary. Al Jazeera is actually one of the best reporting news channels you can eat, because they're not obviously with the money behind them. They're going to have a slant onto Middle Eastern affairs. But actually, when it comes to like no bullshit reporting on United States affairs, Al Jazeera is actually pretty across the board, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's just different too, because Jordan's not jumping in, Saudi's not jumping in. None of these other countries are jumping in right now, and they're all kind of just watching.
You know why?
And
it's because all of them do business with Israel.
I know.
All of them.
Yeah.
They can publicly say they hate them. Plus, the UAE have been spending a lot of time trying to change their perception, like the Western perception of Saudi Arabia in general. They've been working hard to like reform.
Yep.
So they all do business with each other. It's a few areas that just can't stand that, even if publicly they're saying we hate Jews, they all do business with them, and they're a key line straight connection to the United States, which is in our interest, politically speaking, to have a major ally in that area. And again, that's not a political take.
Right.
That is just facts. If we're going to have any influence in that area at all, you need an ally that you can trust. And the symbiotic relationship with Israel and the United States goes back a long time.
Yeah.
So I hope this stops.
Me
I
too.
don't want some crazy ass war. What's been happening in Palestine is fucking insane. And it's sad. What I think people forget, and we're going to end this talk on this because I'm fucking moving on.
Yeah.
But what people forget is that because the support for Israel and because the support for Palestine has been politicized, that if you think this, you're that, or if you think this, you're that, and you hate us or we hate them. Because of that, you aren't thinking about this in a geopolitical standpoint. Okay. Why the United States, regardless of what's happening in Palestine, which is an atrocity, is in our interest as a country to support them. And then you also have the propaganda that comes out of some of those countries about their government straight up saying all Jews need to die everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you do, man?
Radical, radical beliefs are challenging, because there's a lot of people in Iran that are just amazing people, and they don't agree with their government.
I know Iranian people. I know Persian people. I know Palestinian people.
Exactly.
These people are getting caught in the crosshairs because it seems like whenever any reform happens, another asshole takes the reins and fucks it up for them. They take and take and take, and they do not give back to their people, and they keep them in squalor. Period. And yes, I do understand Israel has definitely had a hand in that, controlling them. I get it.
No one's hands are clean.
No one's hands are clean in that area. And I will absolutely go back to apartheid South Africa. In order to make change, you're going to have to forgive the people that fucked you over to move forward. And it's hard. It's not easy. But if you want to live, you're going to have to let go. And when you're talking about people killing each other for their deity, it will never fucking end. because they are the righteous ones to do it. Jewish or Muslim. Okay. It doesn't matter. It's like religious wars are the most fucked up ones. It happened in Belfast, dude.
Yeah.
It's not only to this area. It happened during the fucking Crusades. It fucks everyone up.
Yeah.
So I hope that we can use our brains here as a country and squash this and diplomatically fix this problem, because we've been fighting 2 proxy wars for the past 2-3 years with Ukraine and supporting Israel in their absolute decimation of Palestine, which I am morally against, but I do understand why we continue to support them. You know, and those 2 things can be true at once, right? And I feel bad for the people calling. It's fucking devastating.
Yeah.
Horrible.
It's devastating.
Horrible.
With that, let's move on to this. You know about this, right? The Karen Reed story. Do you know the details on this?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, well, she was acquitted.
Yep.
Do you know the details on this?
Not the details, but I do hear that she had the right attorney. So
Yes.
that's for sure.
So Karen Reed, there's been 2 things, a criminal case and a civil lawsuit for a wrongful death. I'm going to try to summarize this in broad strokes. The prosecutors have set up saying that her and her man were drinking at a bar. She dropped him off. They got in a fight. She came back, hit him with the car, left. He died in the cold. Okay, and now they're trying to throw her in prison basically for the rest of her life for 2nd-degree manslaughter. Okay, that's what the thing was. Hung jury the first time. She was acquitted the second time. And the details are kind of nuanced. There's an HBO documentary on this, but she argued that when she dropped him off, his injuries are consistent with actually being beat to death and being left to die. She dropped him off at another colleague cop's house because her husband was a cop. The lawyer got text messages from these police people communicating with each other, and apparently there was a corrupt either DA or police chief that was involved in this. That was basically like, oh no, nothing will happen to the homeowner. He's a cop. Like that sentence was said. And that errors of doubt was enough for a jury to acquit her. Like they went through apparently it wasn't even close to being a hung jury the second. Like they both unanimously agreed she was not guilty of doing what they said. Now there's still a civil lawsuit. And before I speak any more on this, I actually want to watch the documentary because it's a very nuanced situation to like come to the conclusion about exactly what was going on, like my thoughts on it. But I'm hearing a lot of women out there like, she didn't do it. I'm like, but it sounds like she could have, right?
Right.
And then a lot of people saying like, she did do it. And I'm like, yeah, but maybe she didn't. So I feel like I need to.
I think she's the only one who knows what happened that night.
I think we need to research more to it. What I didn't hear, though, is if she's convinced her ex-husband was murdered by his colleagues, when she won the case and went up to the podium, she said, no one's done more advocating for my dead ex-husband than me. What she didn't say is the people that killed him need to be brought to justice. She did not say that. So I'm thinking to myself, that would be the first sentence that came out of my mouth. If I'm convinced the person that I dropped him off to beat him to death.
Yeah.
When I was acquitted, that would be the first sentence that came out of my mouth. Where's the criminal charges on the people that did kill him? Right?
Exactly.
That did not come out of her mouth. So
Little sus
in my opinion, but I'm not saying one way or the other. Okay. Come to your own conclusions on that. And if you have more details than I do, comment below. All right. Did you hear about the Food Network star, Ann Burrell, dying?
Sad.
She was so cool.
Yeah.
She was one of the cool ones, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad. Apparently they found a shit ton of medicine pills and shit next to her when she died.
Poor thing.
Yeah. It just goes to show that shit will fucking kill you if you're not.
Yeah. And you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
No.
Everybody's got their battles and their demons. And you get so caught up with their own.
Here's something that shows how far we've jumped off the sane train with electing people that are insane. Okay, you want to hear this?
Yeah.
I'm going to read this verbatim. Florida Attorney General, my cold-blooded plan to detain immigrants. Alligator Alcatraz. All right, Florida's Attorney General, James Uthmeyer, just cooked up the wildest plan yet, turning the gator-infested Everglades into an immigration detention center for Trump's mass deportation missions. Okay? In a video posted on X on Thursday, Uthmeyer chomped into his bold plan, building a holding center right in gator territory, proudly calling it Alligator Alcatraz.
And he means it.
Mhm.
This isn't a joke.
Who needs
people elected this person?
Yeah,
Oh
who needs barbed
my
wire
God.
when you got built-in bite patrol from Florida's finest reptiles? You know, a bit like the shark circling Alcatraz.
Oh my God,
Bro, you know what's funny about that? He
Sad.
represents the state of Florida, right?
Yeah,
I have to pee.
It's a graduated
I can't.
Florida.
Oh, wait,
man.
hold on here. Wait,
I'm going to pee.
It's the whiskey.
Okay, go.
Thank you.
Go. Okay, I'll wait for you.
No, I have nothing.
No.
nice to
This
say.
is a good one. This is a good one.
Okay.
Okay, I'll wait for you. Just go
Okay.
pee.
Sorry. I'm
Okay.
going to pee my
2-minute break. What's up? This is Drew from the Do Over Podcast, and I'm going to tell you right now, I lean on expertise. Why? Because it saves me money. Here's a true story. When I first got into cameras, I watched a couple of videos online, did a Google search, thought I was buying the right thing, went and invested almost $1,000 into my very first camera, realized quickly it was not the right thing, went to Horn Photo, got it all in line, and then boom, I'm on my journey to actually being a photographer. And throughout the years, I've really leaned on Horn Photo as being one of those outlets that we are so lucky to have right here in the Central Valley. And they are the official equipment sponsor of the Do Over Podcast. They're right there in the Bellagio. All you have to do is walk in, tell them that the Do Over sent you, and they will get you right on track. Maybe you're trying to take stills, do creative content, you want to do live streaming, whatever it is, they have a camera for you. They also do printing services, restoration services, anything that has to do with photography. Horn Photo has your back. Once again, it's right there in the Bellagio. And there's a reason why Horn Photo has been in business for as long as they have. They've been making memories last since 1937.
This break is brought to you by Frank Sierra Finished Carpentry and Sierra Door Supply, providing and installing all your doors, custom closets, and decorative molding needs. Now, just a little pro tip, we've had the luxury of working with Frank Sierra, and I gotta tell you, their work perfect every time and incredibly fast and consistent. So whether you're in Tulare, Kern, Kings, and Fresno counties, the Sierras will come to you and offer excellent customer service and experience. Give a call to Anthony Sierra, your friendly neighborhood finish carpenters, for a free quote today at 559-623-3054. Thanks again for supporting the Do Over Podcast.
Yeah, so we have Alligator Alcatraz, right? The funny thing about this is that, and like, look, we run a very thin line here. We can have opinions, but most of the time we're like down in the middle about most things. You can believe that illegal immigrants should not be in this country. That's fine if that's your prerogative. I firsthand know for a fact that a ton of illegal immigrants or undocumented, however you want to put it, are hardworking motherfuckers that come here and bust their fucking ass.
Mm-hmm.
And when there was a claim of criminals, and if you want to, label them as criminals because they came into the country illegally, that's fair, okay? But let's be real about who they're rounding up, okay? They're rounding up people that are at like Home Depot looking for work.
Yeah.
Or people that are working the fields, bro.
That's
Things that nobody else wants to do.
Yes. And they're doing it.
It's like arresting jaywalkers.
And there's like several Florida, and this is the reason why I bring this up, Florida business owners that are doing like TikTok posts talking about, I didn't vote for this because all their workers got deported. And it's like, let's not be stupid here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I put on the conspiracy hat and I started thinking, again, I'm going to qualify this. I'm not saying this is real, but
your tinfoil hat is.
if you have a place like California that's pushing out as much money as we are, as much ag land that we have here, how do you cripple us?
Mm-hmm.
You get rid of cheap, undocumented labor.
Mm-hmm.
Bold move, Cotton.
I mean, I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, there's a lot of industries that make quite a bit of money because they have undocumented workers working. How do you cripple them? You deport all of their people. And it's not a popular take what's happening right now with all that. But it's been, again, politicized and propagandized to the point where people...
You just think there's a better way to handle it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like I get the piece of, someone's here, they're not paying taxes, that kind of stuff. Again,
but they do.
They're coming
they get
here
TIN numbers. They are paying taxes.
But it's like the land of opportunity. Everybody comes here for land of opportunity. Just fast track all of it. Get them in the system. Let's move forward.
It's almost like it's the argument about legalized drugs. It's like, okay, you're fighting a war on drugs. Drugs continuously come in here en masse, untaxed, making criminal organizations massively rich because it's unregulated. You want to make tax revenue from these workers, get them in, get them work visas, and then tax their income. And guess what? More tax money, and they're here for a purpose.
Exactly. The system is clearly broken. Fast track the system. Let's get everybody on the same page, and let's move forward. Like, how much money are we spending on the opposite? It's crazy. It's
also like we totally stole this land. Really?
Yes, but I'm less sympathetic to that. Right. And yes, I'm a white guy. I get it. Okay. Yeah. I'm less sympathetic to that because, first of all, that is not something we did as a society.
We actually purchased it. So,
well,
it was a great deal. 12.5 million?
Yeah. Something crazy for Alaska.
Deal there.
My whole point is like, we didn't as a generation co-sign that. That was done hundreds of years ago. That's not on us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have less sympathy for that, and this happens in history all the time. People take over, this happened. That's not us. That just happened. So we were born into this. I do feel like that there's a humanity issue here that we need to be aware of. Shouldn't be splitting up families. That's incredibly fucked up. We should not, because of paperwork issues, be deporting legal Americans. That is so majorly fucked up. And I feel like, dude, if this is your directive, okay, but do it smarter.
Yeah.
Don't do it loosely because there is a humanitarian effort here. And then you have knobs like this guy that dehumanize these people that, again, are working Florida businesses, generating tax revenue for Florida because those businesses they're working on pays taxes and they're generating money. And then you dehumanize these people by saying that they'll be chum for the fucking alligators. Sickening to me.
Not a good look.
And it's sickening to me that in somehow, some way, the people that root for these people are supposed Christians. Bullshit.
Read your Bible.
Yeah, read your fucking Bible.
Read your Bible where it says to love the foreigners. That's really crazy.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple of one funny story and one good story. It's like the cherry on top because there's a lot of fucked up shit that's going on.
There is.
Lizzo's out. I'm the baddest bitch out there. No, you're not, Lizzo. I'm just gonna say that. No, you ain't. All right. Lizzo's on her weight loss journey. Good for you, Lizzo. Okay. She's a toxic ass bitch, dude. Have you heard the stories about how she fired people?
Yeah.
Because they gained weight? I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
That is really?
Yeah.
And she had the whole body positivity thing. That was her whole thing. I'm this, I'm that, blah, blah, blah. And then firing her people because they got too heavy. Wild. I will never forget that, Lizzo. Sorry. And I always thought she was just kind of mid anyways,
Yeah.
Like if you had, there was a thing that popped up one time. She was at like a basketball game or something like that. And like, she was wearing like, in my opinion, because of, I'm going to be her size. What she was wearing was probably not, appealing for some people, not appealing for me. Probably the majority of people were not into it. And she drops and starts like flapping her ass and shit, right? And everyone's like, you go, girl, you go. Yeah, body positivity, blah, blah. If that was like a hot chick, like an Instagram model that's just,
she'd get annihilated.
They would have eaten her alive.
Yeah.
But because, and I'm just kind of sick and tired of the whole, like, let's ignore the clear issues that are health issues with this by rooting them on. It's like, I understand that everyone has their own comfortable body type. That's fine. live your life how you want, but let's not fool ourselves when the number one killer in the United States is heart disease and that we have unhealthy diets and that we are having an obesity problem. If you can't beat them, join them kind of a thing. Let's root on you being massively overweight. I think that's a bad messaging for younger people, period. And all the shit she talked, and now she's losing weight and she has that overconfidence and it annoys the fucking piss out of me. It annoys me to no end. Here's a good story though. Remember Mike the Situation from Jersey Shore?
Yes.
How could we forget?
Sitch.
Yeah. Love him.
What an amazing story.
Yeah.
This guy. He was such a problem and he flipped his life around. He's now helping addicts recover. Him and his wife, Lauren, who, they apparently have a long history with each other. She did definitely get a rather large boob job. You can tell from one picture, good for them. But
equal winning.
Yeah. He has a long stint of sobriety. He changed his life around and it's an inspirational story. Almost fucks me up because it's like, dude, so many people rooted him on being such a toxic asshole addict. And like he flipped his life around for the better and he proved to hundreds of millions of people you can do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something to be celebrated.
Totally.
It's a footnote on the string of TMZ stories, but that is something that should be celebrated. So big ups to the situation.
Yeah. And then even that too, again, look who is there with him. Look who is in his corner.
Yeah.
Like when you watch Jersey Shore and you watch the whole thing lay out, when Lauren came on scene is when that guy really turned his life around.
Yeah.
And she was with him when he went to prison for a while.
A year or two?
She was with him through the whole thing. Again, so that's what I'm saying. When you get, you get someone in your life that actually is there to build you up and make you into a better person. That is it.
Yeah.
That is it.
He was in there for 8 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
For tax evasion.
Tax evasion.
And you know what? He did his time, paid his debt, cleaned up his life, and now he's trying to help other people.
Love it.
And I love it. I love that story.
Yeah.
So, with all that being said, it's time for Reaction Roulette. Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
brought one for you too.
All right. Whose is this?
This is mine.
This is Jess's new Harry Potter spell, cuntify.
Watch.
All right.
Is the volume on?
Cuntify!
Good.
I just thought it was so
Round of applause for Jess.
So good for Pride Month.
That was a good one.
Love it.
Cuntify.
Can we play it one more time?
Yeah,
one more time.
One more time. That was good.
Cuntify.
Boom, 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 bah. Can't
Stop the spell.
Oh my god, dude, that's a good one.
That was good.
Is this Darren's?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, we know.
Farting on dog.
Doggy, yeah, careful, he gets snotty.
Okay. Take that.
It gets better. It gets better.
Oh my god.
Doggy. Hi, doggy. Sorry, guys. Hey, doggy. Hey. Hey, doggy. Hey. Sometimes they like that.
Like that.
Oh my god, dude.
It's so good.
What
Hey,
balls?
doggy. What type of dog is that? It's like a mix of sorts?
Everything.
All the doggies. Hey, doggy. Sometimes they like that.
I love that they're just laughing.
They're like, these people are like, what the hell is going on? I think that
What type of dog is this? I have a friend who has a dog that looks just like that.
He's mainly a mutt. But
Mainly a mutt. Hi, doggy.
Border
Hi,
collie.
doggy. Hi, border collie. Hi. Hi. Sometimes they like that. Is that a golden doodle, labradoodle? Golden doodle. I love golden doodle. Hey, doggy. I'm sorry, I just love dogs. Hey, doggy.
Is he pressing a button? What is
Yeah,
he
he has to have a fart machine for sure.
Have a good day.
Look at the lady in the purple.
Okay.
I can't.
It just goes on. It gets better.
I
It's so
can't.
good.
That
my
is
God.
wild.
Jesus Christ.
Farting on
The balls
dogs.
on someone to even do that, even with the fart machine, is crazy.
Sometimes they like it.
Sometimes the dogs like it.
sometimes they
sorry.
kind of like it. Orky, go ahead and let's go to our next one. Okay, so hold on. So
Oh my God.
This is you get to almost exactly know what's going to happen here.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Somebody tell me how they say this in Japanese or Chinese or Vietnamese or the other knees. This should say bitch nigga. Don't it? Tell me it don't say bitch nigga. Somebody tell me how they say this in Japanese.
Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my God. Oh, okay, this is a good one. This is a good one. Go ahead, just press play.
I hate you. Why are you freaking out? I'm on my period. I told you this already. I'm getting my dude swings. I just shedded my foreskin. You know nothing about this. Are you giving me attitude? Shut the fuck up.
You recognize that? All right, this is this. Oh God.
First, queen. Second, savage. Always. Single mama to 3 baby boys. Aiden, Jaden, and Caden. I'm not bitter. I just learned my worth. I intimidate boys, but I inspire men. I don't settle. I upgrade. And I am not your ex. I am much worse. Must be 6 feet tall to ride this ride. No exceptions. Healed, unbothered, and tired of the games. Don't DM me if you still live with your baby mama. I'm built strong. I'm built independent. I'm built different. I'm built Ford tough, baby. I don't do little boy energy. Come grown or not at all. I built my own peace, not letting a man run that for me. I carry my trauma loud and proud, but I still wear heels and look good doing it too. Zero interest in fixing broken men. Don't play with me. I've already raised my toddlers. Don't confuse my independence with not wanting help. I'm just not going to beg for it. Single, not desperate. Tired, not stupid. Not just a snack. I'm the whole meal, including the dessert.
Oh
my
my
vibe,
God.
blessing.
All right.
Don't you
We
fumble
get
it.
the point. But it's so dead on.
Yeah.
Like it's so dead on.
Yeah.
Like when I was single and you would go and you see like the single ladies,
Mhm.
you could do the other one. The one that you mix on. Yeah, that one. This is a good one.
If you don't know what this is, you need a Latina mommy in your life.
Okay. So first and foremost, you don't need a Latina mommy. You don't. And second of all, they're called empanadas. Empanadas are delicious, but they're not worth the trouble. And I can promise you, it's not worth the issue. Mamita, please, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my God, this is just stupid. This is an Elliot thing. Oh God! I swear to God, dude. Oh my
That's
God.
great. That was gold.
Is that it? Is that all we got? All right.
Oh my God.
That's beautiful.
Wild.
Pretty.
That was good. Good reaction roulette there.
Wow.
That's it. We got to go.
That hurt my face. That hurt my face.
I'm gonna go home and fart on my dog. See what
Me
he thinks
too.
about
I
it.
can't
Oh my
wait.
God.
Whenever my dog farts, it like scares her.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Does
she's
it?
like she's like, who's talking shit behind my back? You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Anyways, there you go. There's another riveting episode of the Do Over podcast. Thank you so very much for listening. Thank you, Darlene, for coming on in.
Drew too.
Darlene
Drew
should
too.
just be a permanent add-on. Big fan of
We'll have
his work.
Darlene coming on in. He has a professional job though. I'm sure he needs work. He actually maybe or maybe not postponed work in order to come in here.
Mhm.
Hey, round of applause for Darlene.
Shout out Darlene.
Thank you.
Shout out Darlene.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We do greatly
Fans of the Drew
appreciate
Show.
it. And Elliot should be back
Do
next
over.
week. You're going to be out.
I will be out.
Do you want to say something about?
Yeah. So I had a client tragically pass away last Tuesday. Not the other day, the Tuesday before, in a single car accident over in Madeira because of the roads being so fucked up. So let's like figure that out first of all. But the story is actually really interesting because so she was 21 and young. And
Sad.
she actually recently got her license. And her mom is a client of mine as well. And all of us, or the two of us, her mom and I, used to always be like, you need to get your license. Like, you need to, whatever. And she always said, I'm just kind of anxious. I don't want to die in a car accident. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
And that's how she ended up passing. But what's interesting about this is, so someone was behind her when this car accident happened. She was going to the dentist. And the person, and for the first time, it was the first time dentist with this particular dentist. And the person that was driving behind her saw the whole thing, came to her. She didn't die instantly. She was still, her eyes were open situation. And it happened to be the dentist on his way to work.
Shut the fuck up.
That saw the whole thing. So he held her head and prayed over her as she was passing away. I don't know his name, but he ended up closing his practice for a few days because it was so traumatizing for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wanted to share this because I can't remember what exact street she was on. It was like Avenue something and a half.
Yeah, like 12 and a half.
Yeah. And she just hit a lip in the road just right that knocked her car over. She wasn't drinking. She wasn't texting. She was totally focused. It was just
It was like a freak thing.
And she ran in, or the car flipped and a pole. I'm under the impression, I could be wrong about this, she hit a pole and I think it landed on her. But like, close the fucking roads.
Our roads are notoriously bad. 12 and a half is actually pretty rough too.
12, well, they're about to do a whole thing on 12 because I live out in Riverstone and we all know that road is bad and there's been a lot of fatalities. So just remember, everybody, we're all get home in one piece. If you just, take your time and be cautious, look around.
I need to be better about taking my time. Now that I'm like 41, I'm like, oh man,
I'm on the road a lot. And there's been a couple close cases where I'm just like, whoa.
Well, and to be honest, like I am notorious for like being a little distracted, and that totally shook me because she wasn't even distracted. She was totally focused on it.
Try having a car that can damn near drive itself, and then try to have the discipline to not be distracted. Like I need to be better about that. So take it as a warning. I'm sorry for your loss from your friend, and you'll be doing that next week.
Yes,
so
Darleen
will be in here next week again. No matter what he says, you're going to be here. So just go ahead and tell work you need a couple weeks off. So it's going to be good. No, just kidding. And like I said, remember to like, subscribe, follow. Thank you so very much for all of your support. We love you. And until next time, gotta go. Love you. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.